right. Hopefully you guys can see everything, hear everything. Everything is working out correctly for you guys. Today is patch day, and we're going to go down all of the new updates and everything that is out for Black Desert. Let me just go ahead, get our settings all sorted out over here on YouTube, and we will go ahead and jump into it. And I am kind of low-key excited for all of the, well, not all of the changes, but mainly the underwater gathering. The new meta, I think that'll go ahead and be a thing if you have the bubbly diving costume and the normal bubbly diving. But before I get too much into it, let's get this set up and ready. Don't worry, I'll explain everything before we go out and do our underwater gathering. Okay. So, to start off, we have a new patch today. We can go ahead and check it out, going over to the updates and checking out the July 24th update that came out today. Come on. I guess I'm gonna have to do this manually. Okay, hold on. Let me see if it'll work. Hey, what's up, Fukin? I'm running into slight difficulties with the Adventurers board. Alright, update. Can I go into the actual patch notes now? No, I cannot. Okay. Well, basically what they updated for us Lifeskillers basically is nothing too great, nothing too fancy, but they did remove the ability to buy any of the Patrigo's apparel bags, and yeah, back of the line. But they removed the Patrigo bags in place of the new Merv's bag for anyone that was wondering where to get any of the rewards from, like the mail. I guess now they're sending it out through the Black Spirit safe, but they replaced the Patrigo's bag with the new Merv's carry-on bag, which basically acts like the same thing as the Patrigo's bag, only comes with the slotting that you've seen to go ahead and put in each little individual slot like you have your UI. I did run into the issue of not being able to go ahead and move the costumes on. Let me see if I can go ahead and show you guys what I mean, but you can throw on all of your little costume slots there, and when you change, see if it'll go ahead and do this for me. Item on cooldown. Yeah, it acts the same way as the other bag does, so it's no different than the original Patriga bag. These can now be bought from the loyalty shop. If you guys go ahead into the loyalty shop. Go ahead and do the type in Merv, and you can see it's right there, 300 loyalty. You can go ahead, get your little Patrigo's bag, and it's a lot cheaper. I mean, there is a 12 family limit, so be aware of that. It's a nice little addition if you guys have so many costumes. Yeah, it's decent. You know, it's not like a really bad update. It's great for going ahead and getting your storage. Now, there is another bag that was also added to go ahead and help out with all of the storage. Let's see if I can just scroll down over here and show you guys. Loyalty, loyalty, loyalty. No, actually have to go in. Where are you? Okay. It'd be right above the Merv's bag, but the Patrigo's extra large apparel bag. Now, this does not work like how the other bags do, where you can go ahead and switch off and on. But what it does do is it'll go ahead and store all of your extra little costumes in one neat little space, so you don't have to worry about having to go ahead and throw in more, or having the lack of pearl slots or anything like that. You have it all condensed into one area that you can go ahead and pick and choose. Yeah, the Merv bags are just an addition. If you guys went out and got your Patrigo bags, as you've seen, they compensated you for as many bags as you had. I have 27, so they gave me 27 bags. I have the extra one on me that I'm gonna probably switch off to another tune, like I did with my underwater gather. And the adventurer's log were simplified and made easier to go ahead and do all of the rewards, where they changed the rewards around. And if you guys had completed any of the adventurer logs that were updated, I would show you guys, but I can't get into the goddamn patch notes. They compensated you guys and gave you the new rewards for the past completion. They sent it through the Black Spirit safe. Yeah, I can't get into the patch notes. All right, let's go to the Black Desert website. I'll do this easily. All right, updates, and let's just change this over to this right here. Yeah, we'll do this the easy way. Fuck them. All right, like I was telling you guys, they did the whole one-to-one swap. So if you had 27 of the Patrigo bags, they gave you 27 of the Merv. Now those extra 27 bags can be thrown on all of your alts, so you can go ahead and clean up a lot of your pearl storage. Now, you can't throw the bags into the storage while they have anything in them, which is fine. It's just, it's a nice way to go ahead and clear up all of your inventory space without having to, you know, worry about throwing it onto another character or having to start a whole new storage alt. See, forces no longer damage, or the force damage no longer scales to the adventurer's AP. I guess that's for PvP. They can you can no longer do the mouse movement while performing horse attack skills. So, you know, they're making sure they get everything to not be exploitable in PvP. The adventurer log changes, like I told you guys. They changed the Rupali's travel journal in the Crow Merchant records. This is what it gave before. This is what it gives after. And if you guys have already completed the log, you'll get the rewards automatically sent to you. The Old Moon logs have been changed. The Herald's Journal, Havino Greco's collection, the Shakatu's Merchant with the Deeves Encyclopedia, that went ahead and changed. The Dorn's Morgan Secrets, that went ahead and changed. The Eyes of Adventure changed. And we get a pet for it. Idle, Strange, and Beautiful, and a pet. Ooh, look at that. I like that. These ones are actually not a bad change. Sand Coins, Crystal of Darkness, Decimation, Bitterness, Kebby Charm, and a pet with a title. I do like that. The Morning Bosses, they went ahead and updated it to give us the Embers. And the Igor Bertelli had the most change with giving us a lot of stats. So you guys may have noticed that your characters are whatever the account, you know, the weight or whatever went ahead and changed. So just take a look at it. Your stamina, your weight, your health. The Pit of Undying, they got an update to it. I don't really do the Pit of Undying. You know, it's the whole mob grinding aspect of the sea monster hunting or the sailing and bartering. But while the number of the Seal of Undying rewards have been decreased, the maximum number of Crow Black Jewels you earn has been increased, letting you take on higher tier insignia quests faster than before. Additionally, with the upcoming combat system overhaul, the attacks, patterns, and visual effects of the Pit of Undying monsters will be updated and improved. So, if you guys enjoyed doing the Pit of Undying, that went ahead and got updated today, which, woo, yeah. You know, showing you guys the visuals. And the dailies, like they said, they reduced the amount of seals that you get while increasing the amount of the Crow's Black Jewels that you get. And they went ahead and allow you to do it quicker. All right, they went ahead and simplified a lot of the quests to make it easier for you guys to go ahead and either start it from the Black Spirit or I guess, yeah, from the Black Spirit. A lot of the quests where we had to go and run off to people or interact with something, we can now just talk to the Black Spirit. They changed the Dorio, the Shimcheong's tank can now be accepted after Dorio after completing the expected encounter. Yeah, they just simplified all these quests, just made it easier for the newer players to be able to jump in and do it without having to sit there and know the complicated ins and outs of the game. They removed the amity buffs for the node wars and PvPers. Blah blah blah. Okay, so they did improve our UI to show us our stats better for the PvEers, and I did notice that with our alchemy lightstone combinations and everything. If I mean, go ahead and show you guys with your alchemy lightstone combinations and everything. It is now its own little separate UI. So that's a huge plus. You no longer have to scroll down here and then scroll down there. You can now just scroll and see all of the loose ones that you have while having all of your combinations there. So it's a lot easier to manage which ones you have and which ones you're going to. A lot easier. So that's a nice little update that I noticed that I don't know when that came out, but I just happened to jump into my artifacts today and notice that it'll probably be in the patch notes. All right, so moving on. Node Wars, UI, okay. Oh yeah, when you're cooking and doing the alchemy, no longer are you getting spammed with that god-awful notification sound that we were getting yesterday. It is now silent, and then it'll go ahead and it's just silent. You know, great. You no longer have to go ahead and do it. You still have to look through your item log to see what you're making, but it's no longer boiled rice or cooked rice, cooked rice, cooked rice, cooked rice, cooked rice, cooked rice. It's just nothing. No notification, no sound, just you cooking like it should be. You can look at your log and check it out, blah, 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 but it is no longer you having to sit there and look at the 20-minute long notification 30 minutes ago after you've done all of your cooking for like 3 hours. Like, that's okay. I'm glad that they got that change. And I think that's really all. Now, the events that are ongoing, huge for underwater gatherers. Now, we have Baby Vel that is back, so if you guys are trying to get your Vel's heart, that is a great way to go ahead and do it. Takes probably like 10 minutes at the most to go ahead and take down Vel. And Dorio. When you go and talk to Dorio, he now has the second Bubbly Diving Suit for you motherfuckers out there that missed out on the first chance to get it. This thing is OP. It comes with plus 30% underwater or plus 30 seconds underwater gathering as a normal piece of gear. Then when you apply the equipment tailoring coupon to this thing, it'll go ahead and increase it from the 30 seconds up to 90 seconds underwater breathing and 90% under the swimming speed. So technically this is like more OP than the dum while being free. All right, it does not give you the stamina like with the dum, but what it gives you is more underwater breathing and the underwater speed. Or I think it's just the underwater breathing, but it's still like OP more so than the dum for all of you guys that are out there not wanting to actually pay for the dum. But now, if you guys already turned in your bubbly diving costume into a your bubbly diving suit into a costume, you can now just have the normal little piece of gear, and you can either wear it with your dum, or you can stack it with the second bubbly diving costume, and you can stack that plus 30 with the plus 90, and you have a complete OP Corsair gathering. I mean, at the expense of the whatever your chest is, like if you're wearing 10 manas, you know, at the expense of the mastery on there, or if you're wearing silver embroidered. But it does give you the opportunity to go ahead and extend your underwater gathering up to 3 minutes and above on the Corsair. If you couple that with the sprint, oh, come on. Like, I think I would drop down my mastery to go out and do the underwater gather. Oh, wait. I'm going to show you that exactly that method when I go out there to do underwater gathering. Like, yeah, it'll drop down the mastery, but being able to stay under an Anaha and clear out all of the coral without having to jump up to the boat and then jump back down to go do a round. I mean, your stamina is an issue, but your breathing, no longer an issue. But that can be done. It's a simple little quest that all you have to do is go out and fish for 1 green fish after you take the quest, turn it in, and boom, you got your free little thing. Now, you can bet on the horse, or not the horse racing, the turtle and the turtle versus hare race, and depending on which one you choose, depends on the reward that you get. If you go ahead and you got a winner, I guess there's 2 weekly quests that you can get. The first quest will go ahead and give you the Enhancement Help Kit 3 and the Life Kit 3, while giving you the 2 horse 10-hour Mount Experience scrolls. And then the second one will give you the 250 Ancient Spirit Dust, 3 Courage, Deep Sea, and 1 Tidal Treasure Chest, which contains a Faded Treasure, Faint Light Pouch, Glimmering, blah, blah, blah. Don't exactly know what's in them. But we also have the Baby Vel boss that comes out. We have to get the scroll from the NPC, get the quest. He'll give you the quest, you get the scroll, and then you transform into the turtle every spawn time of the Baby Vel, which is, let's see, what time do you spawn? Okay, here goes the spawn times for the Baby Vel for everyone's regions and, you know, your time zones. It'll spawn 3 times a day, so be sure to go out and get your 2 quests done for an easy chance at maybe you might get a Vel. Let's see. Yep. Maybe you can get your Vel's heart. Maybe you won't. I didn't on my first attempt, but that's fine. That's cool. All right, let's check out, see if there's any other events ongoing for us life skillers. Let's see, Caphras. The Temerian Beach event is no more. That's no longer available. Yeah, it's pretty much all that's happened for us today. Not really huge updates, but they're pretty much needed in terms of going ahead and getting our storage more sorted, getting our inventory more managed. And now, darn, about your question about what the underwater gathering is, let me go ahead and show you. Let me jump out of the palace. Actually, let me go ahead and just do this. Go ahead and show you guys why I am convinced that the new underwater, or there's a new underwater gathering meta, and I think that it would increase our, I guess, coral and shellfish gathering capabilities if you guys are out there making your imperial chests using the boiled shellfish, and or you guys just like going out there and getting the coral or whatever it is. But I'm going to show you guys real fast. It does require a Corsair, all right? All right, so now, like I was saying, the Bubbly Diving Suit and the costume version of itself is not character bound. It can be thrown into a storage and used on any toon at any moment. Go ahead and throw that on. Throw that on too. I'll get into it. I'll get into it, Leslie. Now, just off the rip, taking a look, we have plus 30, plus 90. Okay, so we're looking pretty good, right? We're looking pretty good. We're already over a minute worth of underwater breathing. Now, when we apply the Agile Seal Elixir, that'll also give us another plus 15 seconds. If you have the Fairy's Tingling Breath, depending on how high it is, depends on the more seconds that you get. For me, it's a Tingling Breath 2, so I get the plus 10. I gotta grab our food because there is a food to increase our underwater gathering or underwater breathing. My bad. Either the hard-boiled shellfish or the blue grade. We'll go ahead and extend it to 90 minutes for 10 seconds for 90 minutes. So we'll go ahead and we'll just pull out 10. All right, so there's one more thing to take a look at, which is going to be your crystals and the Magic Crystal of Infinity, the Submergence, which will go ahead and give you the plus 30 seconds. Now, when I say that this really comes into play on the Corsair has a really, really great skill, a passive skill called Sea Lungs. Now, what Sea Lungs does, there we go. What Sea Lungs does is not only does it give you the plus 1% on the all big ship stats, but it also gives you the plus 20 seconds on your underwater breathing while giving you a mermaid sprint while underwater. So, to give you guys an idea of what this whole combination will look like, and this is unbuffed right now, just normally going around, just swimming, testing it out. That's the Mermaid Sprint, which is completely OP for underwater gathering. Let's go ahead and set a path over there to Ilia. The only downside that I see with the Bubbly is the stamina and the lack of gathering mastery if you're choosing to dual equip the Bubbly Diving. Now, you can sit there and recover your stamina at the surface and or have your boat right above you so you can instantly teleport on the boat when you get closer to go ahead and instantly restore your stamina. It's just, if you guys are going to expect to like get to island or go from Velia to Ilia while underwater, while you will be able to go 3, maybe 4 minutes underwater, the stamina is the main issue. But as you've seen, we just went from Ostra Island all the way out to Ilia. And it's mainly just the stamina that's the issue. And we didn't even touch half of our breath. That's why I think the new meta has changed. If you guys already have the first Bubbly Diving costume and or are choosing to go ahead and use the Bubbly and the Dum at the same time. Like if you don't convert it into a costume and you choose to use both at the same time. Just to give you an idea of what that would look like on a regular tune, because I don't have the shark costume on my actually, hold on. I done goofed. Consequences will never be the same again. Hold on. Let me go ahead and jump back on my Corsair because I do have a temporary costume. Let me check the storage real fast before I eat those words. But I think I might have a temporary costume I can go ahead and equip on the mermaid to show you what it would look like with the Dum and the Bubbly Diving at the same time while also on the Corsair. All right, yes I do. Splat. Oh, nope, just splat and... All right, so... Yep, we can do this. Even though it's only a temporary rented little... Dum, it still will count, and I can go ahead and show you guys what I mean by, like, the whole underwater gathering meta has now changed, and I think we are able to go out and get a lot more coral and increase a lot of the gathering and life skilling or just money making possibilities. The underwater gathering is extremely OP for the experience that you get if you can manage to get any of the mini games to proc and get a full UI. So that's also a huge upside to this new event that is giving us the second bubbly diving costume. Get up there. I just want to get on the dry surface. Now, I don't know what boat I have here. I want to get to Anaha and start gathering. But before I do... Before I do, there are several things that I am going to take from... Let's see, not you. Not you. Hold on, let me find them. Let me find you right there. Throw those back in. All right. Just take a double check. Yawning hedgehog. Yawning hedgehog. Cool, cool. Mastery check. Mastery is not going to be that high, but that's fine. I'm not really expecting a lot because I am overstacking my shit there. Let's go throw these accessories into the storage, and one more thing that I do have to grab. Grab you. I need that fish tank. You can't do any underwater gathering, like any meaningful underwater gathering on a toon that does not have the inventory slots without your fish tank. Like, it's just shooting yourself in the foot at that point. All right. 28.1 bill only. That's cute. And I'm pretty sure to go ahead and increase what I'm doing here. I have inventory slots I can go ahead and buy, I think. Or not buy, but I can unlock. Yeah. Check. Check, and checkity check. Okay. Ooh, not down. Almost. Now let's grab a boat. Again, I don't know which boat I have here. I kind of transported my Carrick from over here and left her strand. Ahaha, look at you. I do have something. Let's go sail out. I don't have a log on you, do I? No, I don't. I just got done going through all of the life skilling updates for the patch. Literally, there's not really much for us life skiller, but there are a couple noticeable or notable things like the Patrigo bags being discontinued in favor of the Merv bag, which will act the same exact way. So if you had the Patrigo bags, they gave you a 1-to-1, and for me, I got 27 of the Patrigo bags, so they gave me 27 of the Merv's bags. They introduced a new 40 slot extra large Patrigo bag to throw in all of your extra cosmetics that you just have laying around and you need the extra storage for. And oh, they also added the what's it called? The second bubbly diving costume, or the second bubbly diving suit that you can go ahead and grab if you did not get the first one, and or made the first one into a costume over there at the Sea Palace for a little quest you can go accept at Dorio. Fish up one green fish and turn it in for your free little diving costume, which will go ahead and extend your breathing from 30 seconds for the normal up to plus 90 for the costume if you use an equipment tailoring coupon, which is on sale currently right now. All right, we are here in Anaha, so we can go ahead and get buffed up and start our gathering. Add our plus 15, plus 10. And for this, we'll go ahead and boost up our mastery. We'll pop that buff. Go over to Mountain of Eternal Winter region. Grab that gathering buff. And we'll grab that mastery buff to compensate for the fact that we are sacrificing our mastery in exchange for our underwater breathing. Take a look at our mastery now. We are at 1900. Oh, and before I do anything, yeah, we'll go ahead and pop you. And there, other than stamina, we can just basically live down here almost. I don't know how well I'm going to do on the gathering because I know a lot of players like to come out here and do the gathering too. So we'll experiment. We'll see just how well the two bubbly diving suits do at the same time. One as a costume, one as a normal little suit. While dropping down our mastery for the extra breath. And like I told you guys a couple weeks ago, the mouse to move gathering is still here. It's just not available for your PvP or PvE. No, when you use an equipment tailoring coupon on the bubbly diving suit, it does not bind it to any character or anything. You can throw it into your storage. You can move it over with a maid. It is a free use item. It just can't be listed up on the central market. Just don't vendor it because it is a very, very rare item and it has only come out once before. Like I said, if you guys have the first one, it'll go ahead and, you know, be a little boon to your underwater gathering, which is, you know, why I'm out here showing you guys. Yeah, we have yet to go up to really take a breath or anything, so I think I'd personally keep the mastery drop down, buff up our foods, you know, get the food from the Royal Workshop and or any other type of life mastery buffs that you can proc to compensate for it, and rarely ever have to go up and take a breath. Look at that. We're still down here. Still. So, like, it wasn't a huge update to Lifeskilling, but at the same time, it kind of was with this event. Or just the reintroduction of that item was a huge update or a huge victory for Lifeskilling. I don't even know how to term it because it's like an event. And because you're doing the underwater gathering, every time you interact with something, it'll go ahead and increase your stamina up. So technically, you don't even need the dum-da-dum. But I will throw on the dum-de-dum to go ahead and show you guys. I want to just get up to the surface now. I was kind of hoping to proc the minigame to show you just the amount of experience that you can get. But underwater gathering, if you have the investment into it and you were lucky enough to go ahead and get an extreme amount of your underwater breathing, it can power level your gathering like really, really quick. I'm pretty sure I have a short on that. Let's go ahead and board. Take out our da-dum. And we'll go ahead and show you. Wait. All right, so like I said, at the expense of the plus 90 underwater breathing, we get extra stamina, or less stamina consumed while swimming. So, oh, you just go straight to the surface. It's really annoying. But this is what the Corsair is, fully buffed, and wearing the dum and the bubbly diving as a normal little piece of gear. As you can see, like, you do feel the effects of not having both of them on, and just having the bubbly as the costume will go ahead and extend your underwater breathing completely OP. Now, if you have the dum and you're not willing to go ahead and switch it out for the bubbly diving, you know, it's not that bad. You know, you get a lot of, or you don't use as much stamina, but I don't really see that as a huge trade-off considering you get the stamina while you're gathering. So if you're constantly gathering, you're constantly regenning any of that stamina back anyway, and it's just completely redundant. So it's a kind of a shame that you do have to get the equipment tailoring coupon, but at least you know you can get the equipment tailoring coupon and not the dum and still be able to come out on top. Me personally, we're going to stick to that one just to keep my underwater breathing from expiring so much. But like I said, if you're always gathering and not just trying to go from island to island, it's a great thing to use. Now, if you're trying to go from island to island, I would switch off to the dum for the extra stam, or the less stamina being used and the extra stamina recovery when you're trying to recover it back. Got one more here. To be honest, it doesn't really matter what little coral outcropping that I'm going for. I'm trying to get them all. It's like fucking Pokemon. I'm going for the coral pieces because with all of the gems that we get for our workers gathering and shit like that throughout the week, it'd be a lot easier to melt the coral piece with the gems and make the colored coral like that instead of going out and hoping you'll get lucky enough to actually get the colored coral that you're looking for, or the right colored coral that you're looking for, considering when you go out here and you gather from the red coral, it's not really giving you a red coral. But I'm going to show you what happens when you lose all of your breath and, you know, have to resurface and shit like that, so you guys are fully aware of what will happen and not panic. Don't think you're gonna die out here or anything of the such. Unless someone bombs you when you get to your boat or you surface, you're pretty much invincible underwater. Damn, I didn't think it would take this long. Yeah, see? Oh yeah, people can blow up your boat while you're here. And you'll just float up to the surface. Like, you can... And you have to actually surface in order to regain your breath. Yeah, I've had people blow up my boat while I was underwater before. You can change channels to go ahead and regen your stamina while underwater and your breath. I would recommend, if that's an issue, to go ahead and do your underwater gathering on a seasoned channel. It'll save you all of the griefing. Every so often, but not really that much of concern. Unless they really, really don't care about their karma loss, people usually don't fuck with your unmanned boat. Like, ever. I mean, not ever, but you know what I mean? Like, it's an occasional danger. It's not something that I feel like is going to be like trying to AFK on a Node War channel during the Node War at Velia Beach. You know, like some places is going to automatically be dangerous regardless of the situation. Like out here, it's not too bad. Like occasionally you do get someone that'll want to be a dick, but relatively everyone's just coming out to gather their coral and keep changing channels to go ahead and speed up their gathering rate. They're basically just doing what I'm doing. They'll stay underwater, change channels, go back up to either melt things down and or just transfer things out to the storage, rebuff up, and back under. And if you're really, really concerned about, getting popped while doing any of the processing, you can jump on the Haas Island and do anything over there. All right, that's that mini game that I want. Now let's see if we can't get a full UI. Ooh, I can't remember. There we go. That's that full UI that I was telling you guys about. It's a huge, huge, massive experience boost. And the reason why I recommend always coming out and using a fish tank. If you guys are doing the underwater gathering, I highly recommend getting the 100 slot fish tank. If you guys are just doing your AFK fishing, there's really no incentive to go out and upgrade it. It only comes into real importance when you're out here going for the underwater. No, there are particular spots with Anaha Island over here being one of the best places, and over here is going to be one of the other places. Don't worry, darn. I'll go ahead and repeat myself. Don't you worry. So let me know when the ads are done over there on Twitch. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are the oysters at? Where are the coral at? One downside of underwater gathering, the mouse to move just doesn't register a lot. All right. Go ahead and have them pinging things for me. That'll help me out just a little bit. Seaweed, really? I'll take the shrimp. Peaceful little gathering session. I do like gathering under the water. I just don't like how the movement and everything can be. All right, so there are two notable places that you should be going out and doing your underwater gathering for just the amount of coral that you can find. One being over here in Anaha Island, and the other one being over here at Waves Rest even after they nerfed it. There's other places that you can obviously find. I have a YouTube short over there on my channel if you want to get all of the individual spots and just their how many coral, oyster, like fake coral, all of the information that might benefit you with you know, figuring out which one's going to be worth your time going out to. Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely should. All right, now that we have a relatively full container, or not container, but fish tank full of lobster, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the prices, by the way. Oh, thank you, darn. I appreciate it. But always take a look at the prices. You don't know if the glue is going to be outshining the dried lobster or if it's going to be vice versa. So let's take a quick check here. 210 and dried lobster, because I do know that is used for cooking. So we got a clear winner here, going to be with the glue. So let's take that and start processing all of it down. And like I said, if you guys are really worried, you can go over here to Anaha Island. I'll show you real fast. God, I can only do the sprint when I'm underwater. That's why I'm like kind of partial to the dum and the bubbly at the same time. But there's certain situations where that'll go ahead and play out. Can I install you here? Yes, I can. All right, let's repair you. Pretty much everything. Like being completely unbiased with underwater gathering. Here, let me show you the quick price rundown real fast. All right, so let's open up our stores, go over here to Califion. Now, when you're underwater gathering, you have a huge amount of shrimp that you go out and gather. So they're 18.7K. You have the dried oyster flesh that you can go out there and gather for, if this would stop fucking me up, the 60.5K. And also, if you can get lucky enough, I don't know if I have any of the golden pearls. Yep, golden pearls, which are worth 1 mil. Damn it. Oh, 3.7 mil over here on NA for the golden pearls when you dry the oyster. You have a small chance of it. The glue, as you've seen, is going for the 210K each. And the dried lobster are going for the 117K each over here on NA at least. You don't get seeds while underwater gathering. I wish you could gather vegetables and things underwater, but no. Let's see, what else? You get the fruit of nature, you get the fairy's breath, the ancient spirit dust, but you have to understand, this was probably like, what, 15 minutes of gathering. If you get a mini game full of, or if you get a mini game and you get lucky with that little proc on your UI and fill up the whole entire thing, you get the same amount of experience that you get from the seeds, just full of lobster, that you can either turn into either the seafood prawns meal, sell the dried lobster on its own, or turn it into glue. Not to mention, if you're doing the dried oyster or the giant oyster and happen to proc it, you can get a massive amount. Like, look at this. After 15 minutes, just 15 minutes, and I'm having to melt everything down because I ran out of room on 100 slot fish tank. That's why I tell you guys, like, if you guys have the 100 slot, it is perfect for the underwater gathering. Not the AFK fishing so much, unless you're doing more than like 24 hours. But underwater gathering, that 100 slot will go ahead and be the most... It's like the tent buy for mob grinders. For underwater gathering, that is a must. Like the dum-de-dum, if you guys were not lucky enough to get any of the bubbly diving. Want to start fishing on the sea, but you don't have a boat. What boat do you recommend? Any boat. You're just doing fishing. You're not really doing anything else. Like any boat will do as long as you're out on the water. I personally go with the cog because it is cheap to have someone come by and blow it up. You can either craft it in a ship workshop and or use your loyalty to, where are you, right here, 1k loyalty for the license for a cog, and you can go ahead and get another one. Even when the durability is gone, it's not repairable, but you can still sail it, and you can still move relatively decently quick while not having to go out and recraft up another one and reuse a loyalty. I mean, I recommend always having a fresh one with the durability to be able to use the breezy sail skill, but I highly suggest using the cog. Is it a bug or something? When you do guru boxes, it shows me no, it gets applied after you do the turn in pre-tap or per-tap. Basically, it'll show you the like one value because of whatever your, I guess, your level is or your contribution is, whatever. And then it'll go ahead and apply your mastery after you go and turn it in. So remove all of your silver from your inventory. Next time you go do the Imperial, take a look at the value that they show you, and then take a look at the value that's in your bag to see just how much you'll make. Like mine says 177 when I go and turn in my Imperial boxes, and then it'll go ahead and give me the 228 for it after after my mastery is applied. I wish we could increase slots in our fishing beyond 100. I wish we could too. I'd buy one. I'd swipe for it. You know, another 32 bucks? Fuck yeah. Let's go. Sign me the fuck up. Still use them after the lifetime. Yeah, I still use them after the lifetime is done, Dan. Or darn. The only thing that you have to take into account is you're not going to be able to use the breezy sail skill, but you can still sail it. You can still go at a little quicker pace than your normal snail that the fishing boat will do. It's just an easy way to get to point B to point, or point A to point B, without having to worry about the extra materials on crafting one, or the extra loyalty, or having to go out and get another boat, or blah blah blah. Like, you can still use it. I mean, yeah, we already paid for the other stuff. I mean, it's not really gonna do much, to be honest with you, unless you're doing the underwater gathering. Like, I see why they don't even bother. I just like the ability to, have the 50 slot for fishing, and then if you are a hardcore life skiller and you do your underwater gathering, that extra 50 slots to go ahead and account for how many that you can pull up with that minigame. Oh, no, you don't. It's not like the wagons. You can still use it, just at a slower little pace. What's up, Dank? How are you doing? Welcome back. We're out here doing underwater gathering, showing everyone the new meta that's out. If you guys are completely unaware of the new meta, if you guys are doing the new Sea Palace event, you now have a chance of getting a second Bubbly Diving Suit, which can now be used in tandem with one another to extend your Corsair's underwater breathing up to 3 minutes or higher, fully buffed. Sup? How you guys doing? Yeah, you're gonna do a underwater gathering later? Hell yeah. Like I said, I'm in it for everything. I'm not trying to really make the money. You can make a lot of money from it. It's just, it takes you a while because of your underwater breathing, the lack of coral, needing RNG for the good coral drops, and other people running into your rotation. But if you got a good amount of underwater breathing, a nice rotation that's unhindered, and you have that serious RNG, you could make a good probably 500 to 700 mil an hour. But just know that a lot of the things that you're going out and gathering for is mainly used for other things that you're probably going to be crafting up and using for yourself. Like, you can make a lot of money on the dried pearl oyster meat just because it's used for the boiled shellfish meals. Um, the golden pearls, like I said, they're 3.7 mil a pop over here on NA. Right now, grinding, just follow the AP limit. What happened if I don't know, Mohammed? I'm not a mob grinder. I only cover the baking bread, tree hugging, and is my bag big enough to fit all of my clothes type of updates. PvP mob grinding, you'll probably have to check out one of the bigger creators. I don't really know. I don't know if they gimp you, they limit your stats, or if they limit the drops and the stats. I don't really know. Go ahead and plug that in. I don't. Blue do app. Still going. Still going. All right. Well, I'm doing that. Let me do a quick little try. Let me do a quick little check on inventory. Do I have any extra? No, I do not. Just checking. Can't be too careful. Only get 5% of the AP past the limit. For example, if you're 20, you only get 1 effective AP. So for everyone that's trying to do like your seasonal grind and you're choosing to do a grind in a lower area, they're basically telling you you are no longer effective there. You'll have to move to a new area, like a harder hitting area, because you're now capped. Like they are now adding a hard cap into the area. Gotcha, Remy. Gotcha. It's good to know, especially if you guys are going for the Artina for the Fruit of Natures. Like, you'll probably have to go to use a tune able to do it or something. Like, which dog is moving behind me? Damn, this takes a while. Come on, glue should not take this long. Much, yeah, you don't like the change? Yeah, I hear a lot of people complaining about the change. Like I said, I'm not a mob grinder, so I don't really know the feeling, the woes, and blah blah blah. Like I just know a lot of people are complaining, and I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see with the combat changes when they come out, how it feels all together. It's just, I can't really judge any type of partial update. It's like trying to sit there and judge their first little wave of the map update to what their end game looks like. It's underwhelming and it's kind of unfair because they only did the one feature, not the whole entire thing. Now, if it was like all of it wrapped up in one and everyone was still complaining, yeah. Hell yeah, thank you for the follow. And what's up? What's up? How you doing, Lolly? It's just still a little too early to go ahead and pass my judgments, but from what I hear, everyone is complaining about it and they don't really like the new AP changes. Yeah, like a lot of people are complaining that they can't grind at spots that they used to because of the AP cap changes. At least that's what the group chat's saying over here. So that's I guess that's a huge L for the mob grinding community. I don't know. But would I recommend any boat? You can use any boat that you want. If you're trying to do harpooning, you can only use the fishing boat and the cog, but you can fish on any boat that allows you to go on the water and moves. The faster the ship, the easier time that you'll have going from point A to point B. So you go ahead and choose whichever ship that you want. Like I said, the only limitation comes with the harpooning and not being able to harpoon on the carrack, the caravel, the sailboat, anything past the Etheria cog. So if you have the Bartali sailboat, you cannot harpoon on it. You can do fishing. You can do fishing on, like I said, anything that goes ahead and acts like a solid surface. Raft, fishing boat, your boat, my boat, random rock in the ocean. Just not the debris out in Margoria. I've tried it. I guess no. No, it doesn't let you do the harpooning. It'll let you do the fishing, just not harpooning. How many more? Oh, we got one left. Oh, finally. Then we can move on to the giant. Okay, here we go. How much is that? 153. Let's take a quick price check on the central market to see how much that'll be. Glue. $153. Oh, I can only do 50 at a time. So 10.5 mil for 15 minutes of work. Just on the lobster, or the glue made from the lobster. We're not even taking into account of the shrimp, the actual coral pieces, which are 44.7K over here on NA. So probably, if taking a look, it'll probably be like 45. The fruit of nature, like I said, the fairy's breath, which will make more sharps, the black gem fragments, and said sharps. Now we still have to go ahead and do that. I don't need these. I can get rid of those. And then dry these down. See if we can get lucky enough to get the golden pearls, which are 3.4 or 3.7 mil over here on NA. They're a rare drop from the oyster, so I'm not expecting a lot. Nothing. But that flesh, though, that flesh usually goes for the 60.5K over here on NA. Golden Pearl. 3.7 mil. That's what I mean. It's a rare drop, but it can make you money. Come on, come on. Great, the wife's like, guess what? Great. What am I guessing at? What could it be? This takes so long. Gathering is the fun part. Processing it down, not exactly the best of times. Not something that I would go out of my way to do. Ooh. The car's done in the shop and we owe less than what we thought. Hello. Oh, you missed everything important, Volo. You missed the new meta, you missed all of the patch notes, you missed the giveaway. Yeah, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. What's it called? I went down the patch notes basically explaining the new bags. If you guys had the Trigo bags, they replaced it with the Merv carry-on at a 1-to-1 ratio. So I had 27, or I have 27 Patrigo bags that are no longer able to be bought using loyalty. So they gave me 27 of the Merv carry-on bags, which acts just like a normal Patrigo bag, only you can get 12 of them a year. Unlike the Patrigo bags, where if you had the loyalty, you can go ahead and get as many as you wanted. Next, they introduced a 40 slot big Patrigos bag that you can store all of your extra little cosmetics, so you don't have to worry about having a extra mule or anything of the such. It does not allow you to switch off your costumes or anything like on the hotbar with the Merv's carry-on or the original Patrigo's bag, but it does open up a lot of your pearl slots. Next, they brought back the Sea Palace event for the second half of our summer event like they normally do, but they gave us the ability to get a second bubbly diving and or a first if you happen to miss the first bubbly diving suit. So if you happen to have the first one and turned it into a costume, you now can just have the original one and it'll increase your underwater breathing by like 30. Yeah, nothing has really changed except for the fact that you cannot get the Patrigo's bag from the loyalty anymore. You can only get 12 Merv carry-ons per year. Unlike if you had the loyalty, you can go ahead and get as many of the Patrigo apparel bags as you wanted. Now, like I said, they went ahead and gave you a compensation 1-to-1 ratio. So if you had 30 Patrigos, you got 30 free Merv carry-ons, which can be found in the Black Spirit safe under the mail section, which is a new one for all of the adventure logs that you completed. The new compensated rewards, if it gave the furniture, is now going to be in this section here. And or, you know, the advice box and all that. The embers and all. But huh, I gotta put that up. But like I said, they gave you the Merv carry-on bags that will act just like it. So if you already have your 28 or for me 27 over on my shy, I now have 27 that I can throw on my other alt and relieve some of their pearl inventory without having to worry about switching off. So 24 there, having all of that, and as you can see, all of the original ones are still there. You can just not buy them from the loyalty shop, okay? And like I said, they introduced the extra large Patrigo's apparel bag, which will go ahead and store 40 of your cosmetics. So you don't have to worry about, like I said, making a mule. And it will not be able to be placed on the hotbar to go ahead and be swapped out like with the Mervs and the smaller Patrigo's bags. What else? What else? What else? Yeah, the bubbly diving suit, like I said, if you guys are or constantly enjoy your underwater gathering, you are now able to gather with your Corsair fully buffed up to 3 minutes or longer with the costume and the normal bubbly diving suit as a gear piece. Showing you an example of that very action here. So as you can see, you take a look at the breath. Right now, currently with my tingling breath, I have 3.5 minutes worth of breath that I can go ahead and use. Now, with this whole new meta change, it does require you to sacrifice whatever mastery that your chest piece is for it, but you can buff up to go ahead and compensate for it. Especially with the Royal Workshop food or whatever little event buffs that you happen to be saving that has the mastery included, like the Stella Life Stones and shit like that. Like, that'll be a way to go ahead and compensate for the lack of mastery for the plus 30 seconds of your underwater breathing. I don't remember, like, what the fucking phrase is called, the underwater breathing. Not only did that change, but when you're out there cooking and doing your alchemy, you no longer have to hear that stupid notification ding, 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 ding. They removed it. It's now silent. You can now cook and do alchemy unhindered, unannoyed, and not have to turn off your game sounds to still listen to that YouTube video because that annoying fucking chime is just going off on repeat. I tested it out making a batch of the boiled shellfish. Yeah, you can still change to replenish your air and your stamina. And like I was showing everyone, this also works with the Dum diving suit too. So if you guys happen to get that, you know, you can either increase the swim speed and the lack of stamina at the cost of the underwater breathing, or you can choose to use your bubbly diving costume to go ahead and increase how much your underwater breathing is at the cost of your stamina reduction and your swim speed, I think. It's a nice change. It adds a nice little variety to your underwater gathering and increases a whole new meta for those who were here not last summer, but I think 2 summers ago when they brought out the bubbly diving the first time. It was useful, yeah, but it's still like it's nice to not have it. No, there's no notification. No, too many players complained about it. Do you know if the Lantern Cavern is still in the game? It's located east of the Land of the Morning Light, close to the Crocs. I have no idea, Dank. You talking about that island there? Or what? The notification, the item log, they said is the only way to go ahead and check to see all of it, but you know, enough players complained to the point where they just removed the sound and said, fuck it. Yeah, it's no problem. I'm trying to think of the other changes or if there was any other changes that are not related to mob grinding. Oh, your artifacts and your lightstone, or I guess your artifact and presets and all that has changed. So now it's its own little thing that you can move and, you know, look around with. Baby Vel is back too. If you guys are trying to go and get your Vel's heart, it'll spawn 3 times a day. You'll have to check out the event tab to see the exact time for your region and your time zone. But I recommend taking a time out to do it, get a free Vel heart, and or just try your luck at any of the other little stupid rewards that you get. The Turtle versus Hare is back. The underwater crevice with hundreds of lanterns to be lit. Yeah, that should still be in the game. I mean, let me check. Let me double check for you real fast. Let me get a gathering to keep me locked into place. Lantern Cavern. So, video. Yeah, it should still be in game. They didn't do anything to that area. Normally, if they have to change the area for some dumb shit, that's when you have to go ahead and check. But that area has been so unchanged that it's probably still there. Like when they changed when they introduced Land of the Morning Light, all of Abadancy and Port Rat, the underwater gathering and all of the nodes over there, that's when that changed. But afterwards, yeah, we haven't gotten anything on land masses or removal of this or removal of that. I think over at Waves Rest was a different situation where they had to remove a lot of the coral to go ahead and facilitate easier traveling with a boat. But yeah, normally anything underwater is forgotten about and has been unchanged in such a long time. Like, even with our underwater gathering gear, other than the introduction of our bubbly diving, we're still using the exact same thing over the same, like, over the course of, like, what, 11 years now? Let me see. Great Ocean right here. You know, you got your seahorse diving hat, your swimming goggles, your Vabadan diving mask. Like, nothing has changed, which is, like, unfortunate, but still extremely fortunate for the fact that, like, you don't have to learn anything new. Inventory update, meaning if you take a look at the new bags here. So we got a new bag called the Merv carry-on bags, which is going to be replacing the old Patrigo bag. The old Patrigo bag is basically a bag that you store your cosmetic costumes to go ahead and throw into your hotbar to be able to switch off at a moment's notice. See? Without having to click anything. You can only get 12 of the Merv bags a year, making it a little limiting in terms of, like, the original Patrigo bags. You were able to get as many as you had loyalty for. These ones you can only get 12 a year. What's up, Silver? And it's fine. If you had the Patrigo bags already, they gave you a 1-to-1 compensation. So for me, I had 27 of the Patrigo bags, so they gave me 27 of the Merv bags. And I still have the ability to go ahead and buy 12 of the Merv bags already. So it's great for us veterans, and it opened. Oh, and they also introduced a 40-slot Patrigo bag to go ahead and store all of your other extra cosmetic slots, or cosmetic little costumes and little pieces and everything that you don't really want to wear. You know, you can't throw it on the hotbar and switch off your costume like with the Merv carry-on or the original Patrigo, but it gives you 40 extra slots for your cosmetics, and you can get 5 of them a year, or I guess 5 of them in total for your family. The Merv carry-on bags, like I said, you can get 12 per year for your family, and I think that's about all that they really did. Oh, yeah, that's all that they did for the inventory. So for those who went out of their way and got a lot of their costumes, it's a huge update. Like, take a look at my Shy. Taking a look at my Shy over here. Like I said, I have 27, and I still have, let's see, the Sunny Breeze outfit that I have to throw into this Merv carry-on, while also having 40 slots already full, and 1, 2, 3, 4 more slots that I have to go ahead and fill up, or I have to find something to do with. So you see, like, it's a huge, huge upgrade for those who have so many inventory slots that they have to go ahead and take care of. What level should you start crawling when enhancing? Prion, try and above. You don't break it on the failure, so ideally you'd want to go ahead and raw tap that shit all the way up to try, and then go ahead and start applying that extra cost for the crons, because it can get extremely, extremely expensive just on the crons alone. We're not even going to apply any of the black gem fragments or anything of that. It's just expensive as shit. But raw tapping it, all you have to worry about is the cost of the stone and the memory fragment, and you're good to go. You try to do journals. Fuck this, man. It's so annoying. Oh, yeah. The journals were never a fun thing to do, but if you did do them, you got some huge bonuses back, especially for the Igor Bartali journal. They updated the rewards. For everyone that did your journals and all, the rewards can be found in the Black Spirit safe. If you guys are, you know, confused on where the rewards were given. And for that, they're giving out flames. Some of them have pets that you can go out and, or a pet that you can get, a title, a lot of furniture, another philosophy bookshelf with the knowledge of sailing, which is great. Stone wall with lit. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to check out my manor and place these in. Blondor stage. Blondor, okay. Look at that. I got a lot of interesting things here. Nah, okay, yeah. They gave us out embers and all for it. And then the huge stat bonuses, so you got a weight increase, health increase, you know, and things like that. It's worth going out there and taking the time to do the journals. It's just extremely fucking annoying having to do the journals. Like, they're tedious, especially for the the nature journal and the Igor Bartali. Those two up. I regret my life doing them the whole entire time. I totally forgot that I can't breathe. Like, I have a time limit on my breath. With these two costumes going in tandem, like, well, the costume and the gear going in tandem, I really, really, really lose focus on that bar down there. That's funny. You don't really expect that. Like, normally I'm always like, oh man, I gotta be quick. I gotta hurry up. But with these both going, yeah. And our buffs, obviously. You have to have the buffs going at the same time. Any coral? No. Yeah, we got one right there. All right, we'll go ahead, check in a couple minutes to see how much we have gotten for almost an hour of our underwater gathering. Yeah, there wasn't anything much for us Lifeskillers for this update, which is fine. I'm mainly looking forward to any other updates that are coming out, like the silver embroider change. Low key, this update ruined grinding for you. You're always making sniping. You're always making more sniping with 2k mastery anyway, but do you think you sell your Caphorus for, like... I Okay, for everyone that's wondering if you should sell your gear or do anything with your combat gear, ruin it in terms of life skilling, like don't touch anything. Don't touch anything. Keep your gear the way it is, and bro, craft up your manas. Craft up the manas and raw tap it up to try and exchange it for your Prion and save yourself the heartache and the issue when they go ahead and update your mob grinding or make it feel better or anything like that. Just don't jump to any quick decisions or rash ideas and think like you should go ahead and extract all your Caphras and blah blah. Like, just don't touch anything, bro. You can easily craft up your life skill gear and go from there without even having to touch your mob grinding. Take it from me. All right, take it from me. You do not need to touch your combat gear in order to get your Prion. All right, just don't do it. It is not worth your time. And that's not even mentioning the fact that hold on. That's not even mentioning the fact that I also have, you know, more Prion being crafted up and tapped without even having to sell any of my combat gear, none of my Caphras or anything. And I'm still Caphering up my boots at the same time. Don't do it, bro. You can make the money on life skilling, like just the life skilling in general. And take it from me. Just don't be rash. Like I said, craft up everything and enhance it yourself. Don't sell any. You can buy the low little logia off the central market and boom. Like seriously, I'm gathering without my goddamn Manos clothes, bro. Like seriously, I am gathering without my Manos clothes. You do not need to sell anything to go ahead and make the money. You just need to know what you're gonna make money with and go ahead and make money on it. I say that like it's an easy thing. Oh, if you're homeless, just buy a house. No, like seriously, just go out there and get your little trilogia and gather. You know, get the money together to finance or get the materials together to go ahead and craft up and tap your shit. You can do hunting to get the materials to do the tapping. You can do your AFK fishing to go ahead and get the relics to be able to get the memory shards to do all of your repairing. And then that combat gear comes in and helps you out with the repairing of all of your Prion and or, you know, you can sell the memory fragments in place of making the money to go ahead and finance your Manos or your Prion. Like, bro, there's other ways that you can do it without even having to touch selling any of your progression. Okay? It's so easy that you can go ahead and repeat it on several different characters without batting an eye. Okay? And you can still keep your combat. You can still keep all of your combat and still just keep gathering and getting all of your stuff. Like, I am going out of my way and making up all of my gear or all of my alt extra gear just to make the shit. Just to be able to say, like, I can log in, switch my characters after doing a 5-hour gathering session and continue like nothing ever happened while my maids are on cooldown. I can continue and I don't have to wait. I don't have to run to a storage to switch off my gear. No, you can only have one, so you'd have to switch it off to another character. Even like this since the start, the game revolves around between getting more money, PvE, PvP, life skill. Back in COVID, people sold their gear for life skill, LMO, and went back to PvE. Yeah, exactly. Like, people will go ahead and always sell their combat gear whenever there's a combat update that they don't personally like, and then Pearl Abyss will update it, and now they're having to go back at square one, just like with Lifeskill. A lot of Lifeskillers will go ahead and sell off all of their Manos and blah blah blah, and they introduced Prion. Now what are they doing? Having to go out and buy all of their Manos to be able to get their Prion, because they got a little bit too ahead of the game and decided, oh well, life skills are dead. They're not gonna do anything with it. I might as well go and sell off all my gear. Now look. Should you sell raw material, or what can you craft for profit? Now, if you take a look at your logs or your ore, it is never as profitable to sell the T1 ore or log. It is always more profitable to melt it or chop it down into the T2. The higher your processing, the higher chances of getting the plywood and or the actual bar, or i.e. T3 material. And you can sell the T2 melted or the planks for, you know, your profit, and all of those extra T3 mats are extra profit. To give you an idea of what and all I mean, if you are, say, for example, making your brass or bronze, you'll have to be melting your copper, your tin, your zinc, and the melted alone, that's where you're going to stop. The bars, that's all extra. Those can be used for your T10 taps. Those can be used for, you know, selling for the extra profit. But as you can see, 92.5k for the tin over here on NA, or like 52.5. But you do not want to melt down the copper or the melted into a bar, or chop down the planks into plywood, because you lose money on cutting down half of whatever you have. Like, it'll take, what, for the 2.4k here, I'll probably only get probably 700 of the, probably 700 to 800 bars on a good day. Not, that's probably well over what I'd get, but I'd lose out more money converting them into the bars, because it takes it takes 10 copper, melted copper, to make one bar. See what I mean? Or it'll take 10 planks to make one plywood. If you're only doing from T1 to T2, you get an extra chance at the T3, and you make that extra money like that. And then depending on what it is, like, you can go ahead and use the T3 for like trade crates or anything extra, or just selling, like I said. You just have to check your region, check the prices, make sure what you're trying to do will actually make you money, and you're not just wasting your time and or the resources when you could have been using it for something else, you know? Like the polished stone. You know, I could sell the polished stone cheaper. The polished stone is a lot cheaper than the rough stone. You're losing money, but you can still make money on it. You know what I mean? Like, you're not making as much money selling the polish as you would with the rough. You have to check the region. Check your region, check the pricing, and check to see what you can make with it, okay? Like, if you can make something that is a lot more profitable and uses less materials, blah, 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 like, there's an actual profit, then it might be worth it doing that. But again, it's all situational, all regional. It's extremely situational. Almost RNG-like. I really feel like someone had gathered here already, because I just switched channels. Fucking seaweed. I hate you, seaweed. That mouse to move. It really throws me off. Really, really throws me off. It's fine. We gotta buff up. Yeah, I kind of enjoy the fact that I am no longer needing to like solely focus on, underwater gathering with my mastery. I could still do the underwater gathering without it. And granted, if I threw on my mastery, it would go ahead and buff me up some, but for my ult, I can't complain. You don't know why anyone would even buy it? Because, like, there are certain situations where you quickly would need it and you don't want to sit there and gear up into processing or jump to a storage, like doing your T10 taps. Like, if you're trying to hurry up and get them done and you're not really worried about the whole processing or the cost and everything, it's a lot easier to go ahead and buy your copper, your tin, and just have it made into the sensor like that. That's one of those situations where I can see, not for trade crates. What's up, Eric? How you doing? Welcome back. Not for trade crates though. I don't see anyone going out of their way, or I don't see why anyone would go out of their way to buy the T3 materials for their trade crates. T2, T1 maybe, but T3, I think that's a little bit too much into your, or it cuts too much into your profit. I could be wrong. Like, I'd have to check the trade crate calculator, but for me personally, I'm under the impression that's how much, like, it just be cutting into your profits. Like, no matter which way, I'd go ahead and try to think about it. Like, for me personally, I am over here in Anha. If you guys would like to see, I'm right over here in Anaha, one of the best places to go out and do all of your underwater gathering. There's a lot of fake coral to get the coral pieces, a lot of the giant pearl oysters to try your luck at the pearl oyster meat and the golden pearls. Well, if you guys are, I don't know if console has the event. Always. Always when I am explaining things over there on Twitch, there's always an ad. All right, let me know when you're back. If you are back, just let me know. But I'll go ahead and show you again. More pearls, more pearls. All right, so I'm over here in Anaha Island, one of the best places and or the best place to go out and do all of your underwater gathering. And if you are on PC, I don't know if console has it, but the Sea Palace is back again. And Dorio has a quest that you can just catch one green fish to get a second bubbly diving suit. So if you happen to be here for the one summer and got your first one, you can now, and or changed it into a costume, you can now get a second one in a normal gear place and or use the second one to make into a costume, so you can dual wear it. And at a almost fully buffed Corsair, I have 3.5 minutes worth of underwater breathing. I only have tingling breath 2, which goes ahead and gives me the plus 10 seconds. So if you have the tingling breath 4, or I guess 5, whatever the tier is, the highest one, you should be able to extend your underwater breathing by even more. But this is with using our big hard-boiled shellfish, the agile seal, our 2 submergent crystals, our plus 30% underwater breathing from the gear, plus 90 from the bubbling diving, and like I said, the tingling breath 2 for the plus 10. Luckily, it can also be worn with the dum if that's something that you guys would rather prefer. Bro, I am out here. I'm not wearing my gathering mastery clothes itself. I'm wearing the accessories. My gathering mastery is currently at 1700. I'm not really concerned by it. You can come out at any type of mastery. It just really requires you to have a little bit more invested into the gear. But if you have the underwater gathering gear and, you know, a Corsair ready to go, hell, you can come out here and do some real OP underwater gathering, as you guys can go ahead and see with what I'm doing here. Let's see what time we've been here, an hour and 40. So let's take a look at how much money, or I guess a possibility of the money we can make. Because again, I don't have to resurface as much as anyone who's not running out here with it. Oh, no, no. You just have to be able to get lucky enough to get the RNG for the minigame to proc the whole UI. That has nothing to do with your mastery. I've been out here gathering at a lower mastery in exchange for the extremely higher underwater gathering or underwater breathing. Like, look at that. Fully buffed. 3.5 minutes or 210 seconds increase. And I'm just chilling out here. Where you can gather literally knock ore can be gathered every single place over here in Kamasolv. There is no one place. I'm pretty sure there's a place like there's a great amount. Oh, and you can also gather knock over here in Aquala's Eye, but all over Kamasolv. It's kind of like the tree situation over here in the Balanos region where you can find all of them, but not a huge amount like Pilgrim's Haven or Trent, for example. It's like trying to get the obsidian over there in the Mountain of Eternal Winter region or the nickel. Like, they're around. It's just no real area that you can just sit there and spam it like Pilgrim. And yeah, there's at least 3, but he was talking about the run that I had did, because I was out there manually gathering my knock because my workers don't gather as much knock as, like, say, someone that has their Lake Flondor node or the all 3 nodes going at once. I have one. And the knock is more of an afterthought. I guess not. It's just the distance is pretty far out there, which makes it into an afterthought. I am stuck. I am fucking stuck. See if that'll go ahead and get me unstuck. Okay, is it gonna work? Are we gonna get unstuck, or are we permanently stuck in that coral unless I pop a map? Oh, hey, it worked. Okay, cool. I was getting a little worried there. And this is why I think we can go out and increase how much of the underwater gathering we can do by like threefold. If you have the Corsair, if you're fully invested and or you got lucky with your fairy skill re-rolling and shit like that, like I really feel like we can increase how much money we can get out here. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to test it out, see how it feels for you guys. Let me know. I'm enjoying it. It really motivates me to go out there and do my underwater gathering again. Even though there's really nothing to do the underwater gathering, like me personally, what I'm doing with my empire, I don't really need them right now. But it really makes me motivated to go out there and do it. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Let me use the bathroom real fast, and we will continue with our gathering. Oh, hey, look, we're still here. That's funny. It's the most XP if you want a power level gathering. To be honest with you, it goes hand in, or it's kind of tied with the herb gathering, especially during the events. If you are really good with your luck and you proc the minigame a lot, then yeah, it'll be a lot better than the herb gathering. But for me, it's just it's neck and neck. Thank you, Dank. Thank you. You've only been doing the 8 pearl rotation. Not me. I gather it all because I use the coral pieces with all of my gems because it's a I'm gonna have to look to see if it's gonna be a huge profit. Check Videolytics real fast. Videolytics and go to the processing section. Let's find out. Let's go ahead and show you guys why I'm out here gathering for all of the coral pieces and stuff like that. So over here on NA, let's go ahead and do processing. Golden coral, green coral, red coral, white coral, blue coral. As you can see, it's going for an obscene amount of money. Crafting cost 389.6 mil. Crafting profit 451 mil. It just requires a lot of the coral pieces and a lot of the gems, which if you guys are going out there doing your underwater gathering like as such, and you have your workers on the nodes that are getting you the gems, or you go out there and do a lot of the mining for the worker stacks with the gems in them, you know, you have a lot of the gems just chilling, sitting there waiting to be used. And what better way than to go ahead and convert them into coral that I can go ahead and sell on the central market for even more money. Like I said, the coral though, it's a little expensive and it requires a lot of coral to be able to do anything meaningful, but it can make you a lot of money. And now with the 2 bubbly, it can make you a lot more money. Like a lot. It also requires you to be gathering everything, not just the golden pearl or the giant pearl oyster. Like if you get the minigame to proc when just doing a normal little gather, you still have a chance of getting all of those lobster. Like all of them. You guys seen that in 15 minutes, I was able to go ahead and fill up my 100 slot tank like it was nothing. Can I search it? No. Yeah, I can't search underwater. Oh, I can. We're almost done. Yeah, so I'm like, yo, that shit really gets me in the mood to go out and do more underwater gathering now. The gathering minigame. So if you have artisan gathering, you can head over to the Land of the Morning Light to unlock the artisan green thumb gathering. If you check your quest log, go into the suggested, go all the way down. Gathering. Let's see. Where are you? Right here. Green thumb. Complete this and it'll unlock the gathering minigame, which can be found where is it? Right here. You go ahead and enable that and it unlocks the little gathering mini games that you can go ahead and, you know, do what I'm doing. But it takes 10 energy to go ahead. It'll use 10 energy when you successfully complete the minigame. And it's just a quicker way to do the gathering. It takes your 10 gathering attempts, lumps it into one. And that's it, the whole gimmick. It's for those who don't have hours to take gathering, but still want to be able to go out there and do their gathering. And there is a chance of getting like the 5 bill millennial ginseng that can only be found while doing the gathering minigame. They changed what quest? Oh, yeah, they made the quest a lot easier. I went down all of the quests that they went ahead and changed. They simplified everything and made it a lot easier for you to go ahead and do it. So check your black spirit. Oh, I can't do it while underwater, but open up your black spirit and go to the suggested or whatever the quest tab is and see if it's available there for you. There should be a lot of juicy, interesting little quests now in your black spirit that you can accept and go ahead and do there instead of having to run to the actual region to take the quest and then go do the, you know, some weird shit later on and then come back. Oh, if you have the option on in your game settings to not close your UI when you're getting attacked, that'll help you out with your gathering minigame, because if you get attacked by any type of animal, it'll automatically close it out. So for everyone struggling, go into your settings. I think it's the general. Let's see, miscellaneous, I think it is. And uncheck these ones. Hide UI when struck. Hide full screen UI when struck, to go ahead and stop yourselves from, if you guys are like hunting and you want to proc that mini game and still be able to do the mini game, it'll prevent it from being closed when being struck, which it's a huge game saver or game changer, especially when you're, like I said, doing hunting or you're gathering and any of the animals are real angry and want to just smack you. I don't know how many times I've lost my mini game because I didn't have that option enabled. Come on, can you get off my screen? Okay, let me get out of the chat because my chat is getting bugged. The stupid group chat. I don't care what you got. You're a stupid little Kazarad ring. I'm a life skiller. To be honest with you, I don't even know if my fish tank is full yet. I'm just out here gathering and not even bothering to look. I should probably buff up my... Come on. Should probably buff up. And if you have your boat nearby, all you have to do is get close enough to it, teleport on, and jump back in. And just like that, we're back down like nothing ever happened. I mean, I'm bugged and I'm bugged. Help me, help me. Should be one over here. Yep, right there. Like, where are you, little man? Where are you? Any others? Yeah, sea fan. It's not even a red coral. Got 74 out at the 100 full. Yeah, let's stay under here for a little bit. Oh, I've already been here. I feel like I'm missing the ones that are stuck under here. I think I'm missing somewhere. At least I feel like it. Rainbow? No lobster. Come on, ping for me. Of course. Can't interact with them. Of course. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing these ones over here. Could be wrong. Preferably not hitting the side of the rocks. Knew it. I knew it. Not the turban shell. Yeah. Anything else that can be gathered? Apparently not. Moving up. Oysters, where are ya? I'll even take the coral. Just gotta actually proc. Let me know where you're at. Oh, oyster. Come on if I do. Damn, I thought there was one more, like, stuck in the actual, like, ground. Like, I thought we could interact with it. Or it could be over there. $86. Just fucking lobsters on lobster. That's why I don't condense it down to the 8 giant pearl rotation and switch channels. I'll gather everything that I possibly can, and then I'll change when I start running into the issue of not being able to easily spot things. I'll miss out on a few things here or there, but at least I know I went out of my way to gather a whole fish tank worth of the giant pearl oysters. Yeah, there are a couple things that we can go ahead and take a look at to increase our underwater breathing. Let me get up to the boat and show you. Or is it right over there? Check, make sure. I also don't want to miss out on the giant oysters if I happen to not gather them, which I don't think that is the case. But I'll still gather these anyway. But yeah, there's crystals, potions, food that we can pop, and the fairy skill that we can also have a chance of getting to go ahead and increase it even more. Oyster, oyster, oyster. Oyster. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in the dead animals. I do apologize about the dog barking. He does not like when they cut the lawn or anything like that. Oh no, you're fine. The crystal of submergence, those you can wear 2 of those at a time, which will increase your underwater gather or your underwater breathing by 30 seconds. Then you have your tingling breath, which will increase your underwater breathing by, like, I think it's 5 seconds per tier. You have the agile seal and the regular seal elixir that will increase your underwater breathing by 15 seconds for 30 and 90 minutes. You have obviously your bubbly and your dum to dum, both as a costume, and your bubbly as a normal piece of gear. And I think that's all that we have available to us in terms of, like, being able to use at the same time. There's my boat. There's my boat. Got to get close enough to be able to teleport to show you. Teleport on. All right. So, like I was saying, Not only do we have the bubbly diving as a normal piece of gear that gives us a plus 30, but we also have it made into a costume, which gives us another plus 90. The big hard-boiled shellfish or the green grade, which will give us a plus 10 for either 30 minutes or the 90 for the blue grade. Our agile seal, which will give us a plus 15 for 15 minutes or the plus 10 for 10 minutes. Your fairy, which has the tingling breath, which... yeah, like I said, it'll increase it by 5 seconds per tier up to 30 seconds. And lastly, we have our crystals that we can get, the 2 magical crystal submergence, which will increase it by 15 seconds each, which only 2 can be worn at once. Yeah, the choco up to a point. Up until a point, if you take a look at the choco, can I just find it here? God damn. Oh, I'm not even wearing the choco. Hold on. Do I want to do that? We'll switch off real fast. But yeah, the choco, it does, but not exactly to where the da-dum and your other one, your bubbly diving suit does. Like, it's okay. It's okay. But in terms of the other ones, no, it's not really okay. It's a consolation prize. It's a nice cosmetic. It's great to look at, but in terms of underwater gathering, it is the bare minimum. I could do so much better wiping my ass on a sharp stone type of thing. Sorry, let's equip our gathering. Choco. Choco, where are you? Choco right here. So if you look at Choco, it'll go ahead and increase your swim speed up to 63 and less stamina. And I guess with the effect, it'll go ahead and throw it up to the plus 42. But it does not give you the increased underwater gathering, like the underwater breathing. It's great for swimming. It's great for like above surface swimming, but underwater, like that's where your da-dum, the headpiece. Oh yeah, the headpiece does 30. Sorry, let me go ahead and throw that on. Oop, wrong one, not Agris. Right here. So yeah, it's like 30 seconds, which is still not really useful for much of anything in terms of like the da-dum and the other one. You know, this being the pay to win option, and then the other one being the lesser pay to win. And if you're willing to sacrifice your mastery, you know, it'll go ahead and be the most OP underwater gathering that you could possibly do. You just mentioned it as an option. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's mentioned in my underwater gathering little video, like as a little consolation, like all of the stupid little reward, the mask that we got, the Vabbidin diving mask, the seahorse mask, and all of that, like these ones right here. So, you know, those are also an option too. Ooh, that's a lot. That's a lot of lobster. We're gonna be here for a little bit, guys. Yep, we're really gonna be here for a little bit. But yeah, that's why like it's a nice option. It's just, and they kind of gave us better ones if you got them. Like it's still a. I want to say they gave it out the Choco for the event, right? Yeah, they gave out a sorry, not Choco, Coco for the event. So you know you got it, or the El Pinto. Doesn't matter, whichever one. It's still like the lower option, while not being able to get the tailoring coupon and or go out of your way for the dum da dum. But if you were not here for the event or any of that, you're gonna have to resort to your Vobbidin, or yeah, your Vobbidin diving or your other mask, because your seahorse is an event item. Yeah, the splash swimming or your Vobbidin diving, because the seahorse is a event item that you're not normally going to be able to ever get. I think they've given out these 4 or 5 times over the course of the last 11 years. So I like to express to everyone just the fact that when it comes to a lot of the content in Black Desert, they don't really change a lot of it. And when they do, it's not even like they're doing much to it. So it's like a little minor change. Like our underwater gathering, it still is the same with an added bubbly diving costume, or the normal gear if you didn't make it into a costume last year or the year before. Like that's the only difference. Hell, even the areas are still relatively the same, with the Waves Rest having a slight little nerf. Which is kind of nice, but at the same time, like I said, it's kind of annoying when you want to make content and you kind of, don't want to make the same repeat video, even though it's the same shit every year. Don't mind me just melting down random lobster, even though I think we should have been getting the glue from turning in the horses instead of melting fucking lobsters, but that's not me. That's not my decision. That's all Pearl Abyss right there. If you're starting alchemy to make money on this, oh God, I'm sorry. To make money on the side when you don't feel like grinding and chilling before bed or something, do you think making sub elixirs for harmonies are a good idea? No, you're losing so much money. Harmony drafts are such a waste of profit. It's kind. Let's check Videolytics real fast. All right. Let's get this changed for you. All right. Profit, silver profit. Let's take a look at where harmony drafts are at. Fuck. Wait, hold on, hold on. That's right. That's right. They're processing. And let's move this up to here. Crafting cost 116.9. That's billion, right? That looks like billion, if I'm not mistaken, right here, right? Crafting profit 48.3 bill. Wait, hold on. Let's make sure we have. That's if you're gathering everything. There we go. If you're gathering everything and you don't have to go out and buy it. There we go. Crafting cost 109.1. Crafting profit 56.1. I did my time. I did my time. So yeah, I don't think it's worth it. We can double check. Make sure. Harmony. It was immortal. There you go. I guess, like, sure, if you're going out there and gathering all the materials, you can make the money. If not, it's just watching those profits go down. Bum bum ba ba bum. Okay, there you go. All right, uncheck that and uncheck that. There, if you are going out of your way and having to buy all the materials, it's gonna crafting cost 127.7 bill and crafting profit 37.2 bill. Like, there's other things that you can go ahead and do throughout the night that'll make you more money than, or actual, like, more profit. But I mean, I guess that's you can go ahead and do it. It just requires you to go out and do that unfun farming, unfortunately. Unfortunately, let's take a look at the title drafts. Yeah, even with these, it's the elixir of mastery really cuts into that profit. Because if you're not going out and gathering it itself, like, oof. Are you using them? Or no, you said you're trying to make money. No, don't make it to make money with. You only make them when you don't want to spend the money on the central market forum. Okay? That's basically how that would go about. But there are several other things that you can do to make money throughout the night without having to really commit. Like, you can do the elixir of frenzies. You could do, hell, any of the prerequisites for the Vidir draft or the Vidir drafts. You can do the spirit perfume, not the spirit perfumes. The yeah, I think it's a spirit perfume. Yeah, I think it's the spirit perfume that you can go ahead and use or make. You can do which are the ones that'll make a decent amount of money. Just take a quick glance at Videolytics to give you at least an idea. But yeah, you can do, like I said, perfume of spirits. You can do the metal solvent to make money. Maybe the plywood hardener. You can do the essence of nature, maybe worker's elixir, leather glaze, the loony elixir. Like there's a lot of other things that you can do to make the money opposed to the harmony draft. Some recipes are better being made for self-use than self-profit, you know what I mean? Even doing AFK fishing at night, but usually have a decent bit of downtime, like in between grinding and days you don't feel like grind. Yeah, go out and gather, bro. Gathering for just any of the things. Just going out and gathering for the ingredients to make the prerequisites is where you really make the money. Like with the sharps, the buried traces, you know, getting them, the Caphras. That's where you get your money. The black gem fragments. It's not the actual harmony drafts that'll make you the money or the elixirs. And it sucks, but that's how it is. You're still trying to get used to it. Yeah, it's mainly just going by looking at the crafting cost and looking at how much of a profit you'll make over the crafting cost. Oh yeah, thank you for the follow. You're fucking amazing. Like if you're looking at the crafting cost and it's like shit, okay, well, the cost of crafting will make me more if I sold it on the central market opposed to the profit of everything that I'm making after. Yeah, I'd rather go and sell the materials on the central market than go for, in terms of the harmony, 113 bill in terms of materials, or the 54 bill that I can make listing them on the central market. One of these things is not like the other, but hey, you know, now you know, okay? So you can save yourself the time and the effort and you learn something new. How many more? We got half. I got memes for days, man. I got memes for days. It's no problem. It is no problem. You know, I'm here to help you guys, you know, point you in the right direction without sitting there showing you or telling you what you're doing is wrong and or, you know, you have to min-max it. There's just some things that, you know, here's how to go ahead and tell the values, the profits, what you should or shouldn't be doing. Hell yeah, thank you for the follow. You're fucking amazing. Fuck yeah. But yeah, you know, just trying to give you guys point you guys in the right direction so that you guys are not like sitting there failing. It's a Korean game that's been out for 11 years. There's so much things are being updated, but still it's an old fucking game. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of information that gets lost. Hell yeah, thank you for the subby with your Prime, bro. You're fucking amazing. Hey, yeah, no, it's no problem. It is no problem. I try to be live like daily. Right now, I am currently in the process of looking at a new video card. We are getting our car in the shop. Well, it's done in the shop today. So, you know, I can go ahead and start focusing on getting a new video card to keep our streams act like, I guess my video card is like 6 years old. It's pretty much on the last legs and the stream will go ahead and cut out and everything, too many frames being used, blah blah blah. But I'm in the process of getting a new video card to continue streaming daily. So, you know, if you guys have any questions, jump in, ask away, doesn't matter the topic. I will go ahead and answer anything. And when it comes to MMOs, like you'd be surprised. Like I can answer questions about a lot of the MMOs. Like I play a lot of them. I don't know why I gravitate more towards MMOs. I just do. But hey, it is what it is. I've been doing some good progress on my hardcore Iron Man old school RuneScape account. Pretty good progress. I can do a lot better. Like right now, I'm currently taking the time to do the Brimhaven agility course. And when I get bored of that, I'll switch off to do like a rooftop course to get my Marks of Grace to eventually get my Grace outfit. I just don't have the course unlocked to be able to go ahead and speed up how many Marks of Grace I'm getting. It's just I'm focused on getting the 60 agility to be able to unlock the course and then get my Grace suit. So many things going on. Bro, like, I'm sorry, there's no other game out there that'll give you the same amount of progression, meaningful progression than OSRS. Like, there is no other game out there yet. I'm sorry about the dogs barking, but there's no other game like it currently as of now until there is like it's definitely a staple in the MMO community when you want to have the things that you do really matter and not like for a week, not for half a year or a couple months, but like in general, just I don't think there's usually an item or any type of progression in there that gets overshadowed by another piece of content that comes out. It all goes hand in hand and hand in hand, domino on domino on domino. Yeah, I stopped playing my main. Like, once you start playing an hardcore Iron Man, it's like, fuck me. Like, what was I doing? I removing the ability to go ahead and pay other players to go ahead and do the progress for you really opens up your eyes and really makes you reconsider how you play the game and puts more meaning into it. What happens if you check the tax on it? Okay, so basically the tax is if you are keeping the item to be used for something else. Like if you're not going to sell, for example, the Powder of Darkness, it'll go ahead and account for it being used for something else and not for selling it on the central. Like another recipe, or I guess I don't know how they go ahead and do that, but I have kind of a little idea of hitting the tax on the one side. The other side, when you're applying the materials, the tax, when you check it, that means you already have it. You went out and gathered it yourself and you're not buying it. Okay, so if you take the Butte County Gutback, for example, if you check the tax on the rice, the Napa cabbage, the radish, it'll go ahead and change the or the crafting cost to take into account of you going out and gathering it yourself and processing it down and blah blah blah, and not you paying another player to go ahead and do that. That's all that means. Like, especially like if you look at certain recipes, it'll have a little exclamation mark in red telling you that there's none on the marketplace. If you hit the if you have that item and you hit the check on it, it'll no longer have the little error telling you you cannot buy the materials. It'll automatically be like, oh, okay, well, you don't have to worry about buying it because you already own it. That's where that little check mark comes in. On the other side, it'll just be you are not selling it on the central market. You are using it for something else. At least that's what I think that other side is. Quick check at the time. All right, we're still good. We're still good. Finally, after all that time, I'm now done gluing my lobsters. Fuck. That took way too long. Next, we got to get our oysters. Just in case you thought it was over. It's not. We're still going. Let's dry them down while we still have perfect weather out here. Speaking of perfect weather, again, another motherfucking storm on its way. Like, again, just in case, you know, It was going to be a great day. It was going to be sunny. It's going to be a non-raining, hailing day. Colorado throws a curveball at me and says, "Hey, bro, we don't like that stream you're doing. We actually want you to cancel that shit." No. So hopefully we can stay online. Hopefully our Wi-Fi does not get cut by the storm and all that good shit. I don't think it will, but just giving you guys a little heads up now beforehand. Got 6 of our golden pearls. Oh, we got 3 of them back to back. 1, 2, 3. Lucky, lucky. Yeah, 3 back to back. And then I will go ahead and put these on the central market to show you at least a little bit of value of what you can make out here. If you have the higher mastery or you're really trying to be all hot and sweaty with it and count your numbers and min-max and all that good stuff. Oh, and guys, don't forget in the loyalties, I think it's in loyalties. Let me double check. Where are you? Pretty sure there is an event thing ongoing. Is there an event thing? I thought there was a Book of Old Moon that we can go ahead and get. It's like loyalty, but it was like 19. Am I wrong? Yep, not that one. Yeah, am I wrong? Because I really feel like there was something that we can get with our loyalty for that stupid 30-day or something like that. Oh, the 30-day. Yeah. Okay, yeah. In our mail. Don't forget to check your mail because they gave an explanation on everything while also giving us a 30-day old moon, book the old moon for the skill reset for all of the changes that are coming out. Thanks, A. Thanks. I totally spaced it. I'm like, I know I seen something about it and I was waiting for us to go live in order to go ahead and take it, but yeah, then I'll go ahead and give an explanation on, you know, why all the other changes and where they were, you know, like the bags. Like I said, I had 26 apparently. 26 of the Portrigo apparel bags that they went ahead and gave me. 26 of the Merv carry-on that I can now still buy 12 for the family. Yep, as you can see, 30-day. Pop that shit. Now I'm a real player again. I'm a real man. Look at that. And then in your loyalty, you can go ahead and, you know, if you really, really wanted to go ahead and be a little over the top with it. And that's how you go ahead and get everything for free. Can I break you down? Because if I can break you down, I motherfucking will. There. And we're fully buffed up again. For 2 weeks, but it counts. If you guys are, you know, struggling with your free-to-play, all that good stuff. Let's get all of this on the central market. Yeah, that's exactly why I told you guys. I refuse to go ahead and swipe for the subs. Like, they give out the shit for free. They do all of that. So for me, I don't have to play no higher moral high ground and everything, they'll give it to me. All right, to give you guys an idea of what we were able to do casually coming out here, it's 28 before tax, 21.4, so 23.9. We're at 40, 43. Go ahead, 100. It's not gonna be a lot. 101. 175 mil. 179. God, it keeps going lower and fucking lower. Oh, but it's not looking good. All right, so a little under like 250 mil just casually going out there. But it's like I said, I'm changing these coral pieces into actual coral. Let's see if you take... Let's go over here to you. I'll show you the method to my madness. And take a double check at which of the coral is going to make me more money. Green, golden. Well, golden, green, then red, then white. But green and golden are sitting at 3.769, 3.768. So technically I can do golden, but I can also get away with doing the green and only come out with probably less than a 1% loss or a 1% difference. Do, 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 do. Yeah. 500. Throw you over here so I can just get that processed from the actual storage. And then let's go over to Valencia and take a check to see which ones we have. So it's going to be thinking more of the yellow. That might be good, but just in case, fuck yourself. Just in case. And then all the coral that we gathered earlier. Wait, I can just do it from here. Gotta remember I don't have to hit escape. All right, melt our coral with our T2 gem. And that should make our yellow coral. I don't know how much of the yellow coral I'm going to make by doing the 400 topaz, but we'll adjust it if we need to. But this works out perfectly if you guys have a lot of your workers doing the mining for the miner sack, or you guys have the actual workers on the node gathering it. I do a little bit of both, I do 3 different types of gathering for mine. The sack, the workers on the node, and I go out and manually gather for some of the gems whenever I'm like running real low on the stock. This works out a lot easier too if you guys have the Karke processing suit or the maid costume for a female. And a lot of weight. Obviously, if you have a lot of weight, it'll work out a lot better for you. I guess I can take the Merv bags for you. 305 coral. 305 at 655k each. Underwater gathering seems a little lower than what you would normally expect until you start processing down all of the materials into doing whatever it is, like either you're cooking, alchemy, or you're processing to be able to craft up other things. Like for me, it's pretty good. Let's see, topaz at 400. So 400, that'll make me crafting cost 155.8 mil, crafting profit 180.4. That's if it's 600 golden coral. So if I happen to get lucky and do a little bit more than 600, I could possibly make a little bit more. A little bit under. Yeah, it's a little bit under, which is fine. Do we still have more of the... Yes, we do. Okay, so we don't need you. We can go ahead and throw you back over here, and then we can go ahead and process you. It's gonna be grinding. Grind that down, get a little bit more to make the golden coral, and then I will show you how much it'll be on the central market. You guys can get an idea. Like I said, it's a little underwhelming when you're out there just looking at the materials and the cost and blah blah blah, but once you stop looking at the one piece of the picture and start to zoom out, you're like, okay, well, I can make this coral with that. I can make this coral with this. I can go ahead and turn this ingredient into a dish that can go ahead and be sold for this more profit, or I can turn it into an imperial box and do this, or that can be used for this daily. It's just a lot of things that you can do. It's not just look at the material value and write it off. Grinding it down. It should only be one little grind session that I need to do, and then I can go ahead and start heating up everything. Processed coal price has decreased. Ooh, the agile elixir prices are dropping. Skiddly doo and cuckoo cachoo. Oh no, I'm glad I don't have to buy any of you. Haha. I already got mine. Remnant prices are dropping. A lot of price fluctuations today. A lot of them. Dead game. No, straight dead. I'm actually really excited about the updates today. Even though there wasn't anything really meaningful for Lifeskilling, there was some really meaningful changes to Lifeskilling, you know? Like, not directly affecting Lifeskilling while directly affecting the ability to help out our Lifeskilling. And then the new palace event, even though, yeah, it's like, once you do your Baby Vel and you do your Dorio, that's it. There's no reason to go back out there. It's kind of underwhelming. If you've never done the Sea Palace before, like, could be better. It could have been more. I went there, did the quest, and got my baby veil done for like, you know, just being able to see what we can do and record it for a short. And after that, it was done. My short lasted longer than my experience out there. It's kind of sad. I was hoping for a little bit more, like the Tamarian Beach, minus the AFK fishing. Just want to point that out, minus the AFK fishing. Yeah, it was fun when it was new, but it's been out every year since then. I appreciate that they gave us a second bubbly diving suit this year. It's just, you could have added a little bit more substance to the actual event itself. So yeah, there you guys go for doing the underwater gathering. You know, don't just look at the material cost itself and actually like take a step back. Look at the other things that you can do with the materials before just automatically assuming, oh, well, that 20k material is pretty shit, or that 14k is not going to make me a lot of money. Well, you know, if you take that 14k and process it down a little bit more, you know, just one more step, you can go out and make huge amount of money without even having to do much. Between me and you guys, you know, that's one way to go ahead and do it. Completely situational. I mean, we just made 359 for doing partial sale. And then if you get lucky with your sharps and all that, that's even more. That's more money, more money, more money. Or it's not a bill, but half a bill will, it'll count for something. Yeah, there's nothing else I've gotten. Yeah, it'll definitely count for something, and I can appreciate it. I can definitely appreciate it. It makes me want to go out and do the underwater gathering more. It adds how much money we can make with the coral, just more coral that we can get, not directly increasing the amount that we can get, but keeping us down there longer without having to switch channels or travel from point A to point B, depending on if you're using the da-dum and the bubbly at the same time, or if you're, you know, staying down there longer with both bubblies at the same time. And yeah, just like that, I can go ahead and start my underwater gathering yet again, like nothing has ever changed. Let's go over this way. I need to take a teleport to Velia. But yeah, this was a great event the first time. But when you've gotten all of the knowledge, you've gotten all the unlocks, there's nothing else to do. 2 quests and a race that happens all day, kind of, it's not fun, and you only get to do the quest for the race twice. So technically 4 daily quests and no real meat and potatoes for it. But at least we have the ability to teleport either to Dalbo, Nampo, or Velia at our will. Here's that, right? We don't have to pop a map and or use any type of weird teleportation, swimming, transportation methods. Just walk over to a map and I can teleport to the wharf. And this is why I go and I get the gear for my alts and not have to worry about really switching off anything other than occasionally, like, I'll have to get my fish tank. I'll just have to grab my fish tank and I can continue doing my underwater gathering. There you are. Take you, and I'm not even gonna worry about it. Not even worried about it at all. Although I will take the bubbly. I will take that bubbly just because I know how OP it is. I'm not worried about the stamina because you get the stamina back when you're out there gathering. But that underwater breathing, even without the Corsair, it's extremely fucking OP on any other character. If you're going out there and you have your buffs on and shit like that. Just 90 seconds. Can't be beat. Cannot be beat. Fuck that 30. Like, fuck that 30. Fuck that stamina. And everyone's really, really worried that the switching from gear has been ruined. The bag switching. Like, don't you worry, guys. That is not dead. Not dead at all. You can't put this item in a bag. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why? Okay. But why not? What? Can I not put that in a bag or something? Do I have to actually use them? It's annoying. Gotta be fucking kidding me. God, that's so annoying. Now you know. And now you know. Let's see, gotta get Sharky over here. So Sharky. There. All right, Sharky Shark. We're gonna have to put. Where's my shark? Oh, right, different bag. Shark will put there. And I'm gonna throw my Shirka back in because I don't need you. How is it bad? How is it bad? It does the same thing. It's the exact same thing as the other bags. I don't see the gripe with it. That was just me being like stupid and not realizing that I had to actually wear the gear first in order to be able to put it in instead of just pulling out of the box and trying to throw it into another box. But yeah, DJ, explain. I'm kind of curious on what you mean by it's just bad. Swimming down, swimming down, swimming down. I'm stuck. Do a little high gathering or high mastery underwater gathering now. And oysters. Why am I bothering with the oysters? Ah. Has anyone else experienced any like issues with the new bags? Like anyone else experiencing any gripe with the bags or something? I'm kind of curious. I want to know everyone's little opinion on them. I mean, me personally, they act just like the normal bag. I don't see why they had to even replace them. I don't see why we had to get a new bag. They're the exact same thing. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see why they had to even bother replacing them. I'd be able to understand, like, I don't know, if this bag had like something different. But no, it's the exact same thing as your original bags. They even do the same thing. Yeah, like you were given free ones at a 1-to-1 ratio. So like me, I had 26 of the other ones. What do you mean it swaps all the wrong stuff? Oh, because you don't have the costume slot on. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Well, it's such a shame if no one was able to go out and get their loyalty ones. So glad I got my 26. I don't have to worry about that dumb shit. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and switch off. Where's my boomerang? Okay. There we go. Get that corrected. And then open up our gathering again and throw that on. Yeah, like I said, that must suck for you guys that, did not get lucky enough to go out, or, wasn't smart enough to go out and get your little bags. You use your loyalty on the other things like a 1 day value pack for selling items and stuff like that. Yeah, no, I've like 126 over here, and I'm still having to use two of these ones, not to mention I had to throw all of my cosmetics in our extra large Patrigo's apparel bag that we now got. And I still have to go ahead and get all of his gear situated and adjusted. I don't know. I'm not having any issue with it. Not even in the slightest. Then again, I'm also not having to use any of those like cheaper unloved bags. But hey, at least they give out 12 of those per year. Okay, at least you got that. I just really find it, kind of funny. I find it really fucking hilarious for everyone that chose to use their loyalty on the 1 day value pack instead of like the Patrigos bags and everything. Now it's coming back to bite you in the ass. Like now, there you go. Now you have to resort to the dollar store Merv's carry-on bag. You don't even get the Target version. Nah, guys, nah. You got worse. All right, let's go ahead, throw in Red Lord, Red Lord, Red Lord. Get all of it situated for me real fast. And gloves. Do I have the shit on me already? Why, yes, I did. Why, yes, I did. Where are you? Right there. And underwear. Go ahead and throw you on too. There. Get you thrown in there, and then get you. Because this dude's just chilling there. He doesn't do anything but chill there. I don't have to really worry about most of his, not Snowflake. I don't have to worry about most of his gear and shit, like the underwear slots and all. Right. Yes, yes, and yes. Chrono, Chrono, and Chrono. Cool. That's that. Now, let's pull out 1, 2. You. And that should be everything. Yeah, okay, next. You. Maybe not. Maybe not. What am I gonna get more use from? Yeah, we'll do it. Next, do we need one more bag? I think we might need one more bag. Yeah, just trying to get them all sorted and get my inventory more opened up. It's basically all I'm using them for. I'm not using them for the convenience, the switching, and blah, blah, blah. One more? God damn. Just when you think you're done. Glad they gave out so many of these. Or I'm glad that they compensated us with so many, if you had so many. All right, Kanape. All right, Pavla, check. Kanape. I don't have the weapons for my wizard, which is fine. Kanape. Checkity, check. Right, next. Vensil. I don't have the hat for it, so it can go fuck itself. There, bag on bag. Check. You're fine. You're fine. You're dumb. You're fine. I'll have to get you sorted. Yep, pretty much all good. It's mainly your main characters that you went ahead and put a lot of money in, or you were there for the events and everything, that could get a lot back from those little boxes and everything. But yeah, like I said, I'm not using them for the convenience, especially when doing certain activities. Like, sorry, but that +1 luck or even the durability reduction for certain shit is going to matter a lot more than having it all getting removed. I mean, it doesn't really count so much on the shy. Let's be real. You don't have the extra little durability reduction capability, so you're out of the running on that one. Like if you're doing the cooking, if you're doing, say, I don't know, any of the other things that doesn't really require the combat experience, you're on the shy that doesn't have the durability, the extra durability reduction, it's a normal bag as usual, DJ. Like when I'm thinking about it, normal shit as usual, because you're not, what does luck really apply to? What does luck apply to when you're life skilling? You know, even with your little, I mean, depending on what you're doing, if you're not using the tool durability, same shit as usual. You know, if you're not, you don't have the stuff to stack your durability reduction, same shit as usual. But for like with your gathering, you're using your tools, you have your little costume there, boom, you get the effect. It's just not so useful if you are on another class trying to do the swapping and shit like that. And you're swapping to another little outfit that doesn't have that slot. See? You know, if you're trying to do something like that, yeah, no, it's not going to work. Where's my stuff at? Where'd I put it at? Oh, on my durability reduction. Like I said, if you're on the shy, it's not really that much of a hindrance, especially if you're switching off to the costumes and things that doesn't, I guess, the life skill, it doesn't really require the luck or the durability reduction. Like if you were just going out there and actively capturing horses, like what's your durability reduction gonna go? It's, yeah, it's just an added layer of something. It's not good, it's not bad, it's just okay. I don't see the need on why you got, like I said earlier, I don't see the reason why they had to switch it if it acts the same way. Like they could have kept the same thing and called it a day. Like, I mean, cool. I guess it's great that we were given 12 a year instead of going by if you could swipe, like, for that period when they were giving the loyalties for the swiping, you know, you can go ahead and swipe as much loyalty as you could to buy as many of them as you needed and then do it like that. It's the same bag. It doesn't do anything other than the switching the weapon and underwear slot, opposed to the original that didn't switch anything. It just, if you had it in the bag, it'll switch those slots and not everything. It's business as usual. That's why I said we really didn't get anything for life skill, and if anything, we got our event that really affected life skills today. But the actual update, it's just business as usual for us life skillers. You know, the event will change the underwater gathering meta, but that's just about it. You know, nothing more, nothing less, just another day gathering. Where is my bubbly, my bubbly? No, with the new bags, it is switching everything out. It's not like the old bags where, okay, it'll only switch out head for head, chest for chest, boot for boot, hand for hand. The new bags, if you take a look even at the UI, if you have it in here, it'll change it out regardless. So technically, if you're looking at it, go ahead and change. You see how I have it set up? It takes everything in that slot and transfers it over to the bag slot. Whereas the other ones are just, if you have that slot, it'll fill the slot and nothing more. See? But everything else stays. Other than the 4 that you had there. That's what we're talking about, you know, the difference. It's a great consolation prize for those who weren't able to get the original Patrigo bags, but it's, at this point, it's like, why? Why even need to do that? So yeah, that's the only difference. It works out great if you guys struggled with it, like taking your weapon skins and placing them in other things, but if you guys are trying to do an activity like your underwater gathering and you're expecting to have your weapon skin on and your underwear and all for the +1 luck, or if you're not on the shy, the actual extra durability reduction resistance rate, that's where you run into the issue. Like if I'm going out there to gather on my gathering, fuck. I expect my gathering to be there, but it's not. That's the only time that you have to take that into account, okay? So then if you look at it like that, where is it? See? It's just if you're hoping to have those slots there for the extra durability, that's where you run into that issue. But if you're on a shy and you're doing a life skill that doesn't require the durability reduction rate, it's business as usual. I would just take a look at all of your bags, make sure you have them set up to how you want them, and then go buy it like that. Or you can go underwater gathering and realize, I don't have anything in my slot. Shit. I'm not getting that extra durability reduction rate or whatever it is. But it's just a so-so update. You know, nothing good, nothing bad. They didn't need to. They did not need to. It's not a W, not an L. It's just mediocre. It's in the middle ground. Yay or nay, you know. give you a golf clap, but not a full round of applause type of update. The event is more of a highlight and only a simple catch one greenfish, turn in, and you're done type of highlight. Nothing more. It's kind of, they're focused more on mob grinding right now, obviously, with their combat updates coming out and all. So I can understand why it's just a little sprinkling of quality of life update here, sprinkling over there, blah, blah, blah. You're waiting for your otter or turtle to win, and you still have to do it twice a day for the 2 dailies. Yeah, I'm so sorry, man. I didn't like that event the first year. I didn't like that event last year, and I didn't like that event this year either. I think it's been like 3 years we've had that event. Same shit, different year, and I don't really like them. It's annoying. I'm watching, and nope, didn't do it. Okay, go back again, watching, and apparently I picked the wrong one. You even try to do the opposites, like turtle, hair, nothing. Yeah, that's why you still have the old ones. The new is for cosmetics. The old one is for functional. Is for okay. No. It's not relegated to that, Volo. It's more like if you were lucky enough to get the old ones, you have the added bonus of the function. For everyone and anyone else starting the game, or they didn't have their Patrigo bags after today, they don't get that option. You are just stuck to how it is. Because it's probably on a different character. You should probably do a search on your little maid search and find out. Because if you got 3 for free, or whatever ones, then they gave it out 1-to-1 ratio. You have to have them somewhere. So just open up your maids and do a quick little search. See? And to save yourself the time and effort having to hunt them down, search it up, and there you go. I got 26. Blah, blah, blah. And all the carry-on bags. Unfortunately for you guys, if you did not have any of the Patrigos, there's nothing you can even do. No. He's talking about the old Patrigo bags. He got the new ones that they gave out for free, but he doesn't have the old ones that they, looked at to say, okay, well, you have X amount, give him X amount back in the mailbox. He's looking for the Patrigo. That's why I said, just look it up. Like, instead of having to search through all of your alts and everything, or trying to look for the icon, because the icon is a little changed, because the gear inside the bag really brings your focus to that instead of the actual bag, or some dumb shit, or you're just scrolling too quick. Search it up. Save yourself the time and effort, Volo. Console. Translation. That's right. Okay. Yeah, the region translation. Sorry. I mean, technically they are different items. Now, for over here on NA, one's the Patrigo and one's the Merv. You got the Patrigo apparel and the Merv carry-on. And then the Patrigo's extra large apparel bag, which can store all of the single items not switchable or able to be put into your hotbar. What time is it? All right, guys. I got to go ahead and start getting this ended off so I can go ahead, cook, clean, get all that stuff ready. And hopefully I should be able to get another stream done today. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I'm getting a new video card, getting all of that set up and everything. You know, John was able to help out and give us a good amount of a dono. So, you know, we're going to use that, get a new video card, and maybe hopefully get our streams lasting a lot longer and or able to play different games that are not going to be, you know, lagging and or dropping so many frames that it cancels out the stream. Again, huge shout out to John. I know he's not in here and, you know, he hasn't been lurking or anything, but, you know, huge shout out to him. You know, couldn't do it without him. And I'll be glad to actually have a video card that's not 8 or 6 years old and screams at me like, please put me out of misery every time I load up a game. Like, even old school RuneScape, this shit is like throwing the fans on full fucking blast. Like, please keep me alive. Fuck yeah, GG, new video card. We're going with the 6070 Ti or 5070, whatever the fucking new one is. I wanted to go with the exact, I guess, replacement of my model, the Gigabyte Aorus, but they wanted 1.1 grand for the exact model, or I guess behind, just 2 models above. Nah, it's all right. I'm gonna go with the Dockle Gigabyte and call it a day. I don't need the RGBs or anything this time. I don't need to look at the lights underneath my computer in the corner of the room where no one's gonna ever fucking bother to look. It's all right. And that only comes on when you're under like high load, like right now. I'm not going to be looking inside my computer case. I'm going to be looking at what's giving my computer the high load, like, oh, I don't know, the video game that I'm playing, so I don't really need the RGBs for that, you know? If I had them on at, like, all times, maybe, but even then, like, the computer's not in back of me. It's not something that I'm using as a display prop or anything of the such, so who the fuck cares, right? Performance over appearance. I'm well aware that I don't have that issue. It's I have an old 6-year-old video card. Like literally a 6-year-old video card. My liquid cooler is newer. My RAM is newer. Fuck, the case is newer. Everything in like everything about it is newer opposed to the 6-year-old video card and maybe the motherboard. Motherboard, CPU, and the GPU. CPU I can get away with because, you know, it's overclocked and there's really no hiccups on that end. It's mainly just the GPU portion. They always have been, which is why when I got my 2060 Super, I originally was going to upgrade when the new cards were coming out, but COVID hit and all of the scalpers and everything hit the video cards. I got stuck. I got stuck with my 2060 Super instead of being able to go ahead and that was after I got lucky enough to get a pre-order on the 2060 before they got hit with the scalping. And then since then it's like I'm at 2080 or 1080. I don't have to worry about the 4K or any of the such. And I'm not going to try to play with 4K gaming and blah, blah, blah. Like, not a lot of games are made for 4K, and a lot of them will sit there and say or try to advertise 4K, and sorry, performance is fucking shit. So no, I have no intentions on doing that at all. which is why I'm just going for the 5070, calling it a day, not going for the biggest, latest, and greatest, but not skimping out and resorting to the earliest entry point to just get your little toes wet on your gaming. You know, I want to be able to do something and stream, obviously. It's mainly being able to do a little bit of extra while streaming than what I'm dealing with now. You know, my shit is screaming at me currently as I am like about to end this off, and I know the temperature is like extremely fuck. I don't have a monitor to even support it, so I don't really care. You know, the higher resolutions would be great and all, except for it requires me to go out and buy an even more expensive monitor than what I'm using. And then I'd have to go out and replace the other two monitors instead of being able to use my triple screen. And if I don't get the right size for my triple screen, now the ratio is all fucked up, and you know, my eyes are taking too long to look from one end of the screen to the other end. I'm gonna have to actually move my head to look at it, which, you know, slows down your production. And then if you don't get the same monitors, now the color is distorted, or the screen size will mess up your screen ratio, and it's just, all of that for one ratio on one video card. It's all right for me personally. It's just too much to go ahead and deal with. Maybe if I had the one monitor, you know, I did go extreme with the triple screen. Yeah. And yeah, I watched my best friend do his BDO in 4K. Not really a believer. Yeah, I wanted the 3080 Aorus. I was even looking at the 5070 Aorus. But for 1.1 grand, I can't bring myself to go ahead and get... I got the 2060 Super Aura. Or Aorus. I could not bring myself to go ahead and pay that much for a step up on the exact same card that I have. Fuck that shit. Take the bells and whistles off. I don't need all of the flashy lights and the spinning wheels. Your boy will stick with his little Honda Civic, all right? As long as it can take me from point A to point B without breaking the fuck down and or sounding like a... I guess not a Honda Civic. I don't want it sounding like a lawnmower, all right? Like, give me the Prius, all right? Give me the Prius over the Honda Civic or the stupid Lambo that I can't afford. I'll take the Prius any day. As long as I can play this, the shit's not screaming at me and it's not going to break down when I'm streaming, I'm good. Like, until I can start making more money to go ahead and be able to upgrade my shit to not break in the next 4 years, I'll be good where I can get it, and I'm not going to complain about not being able to get the extra lights and oh, my video card can make me toast in the morning. Oh yeah, well mine makes me coffee. What does yours do? Mine doesn't break or scream at me when I'm playing a video game. I'll take it. I'm gonna go ahead and get this ended off here though, guys. I'm glad I got to show you the whole new gathering meta, the underwater gathering meta, the new changes to the inventory, how the pearl inventory now can be more managed easier, the pros and cons to the bags, and just going out and being able to get your new bubbly diving costume. If you guys are watching me over there on YouTube, huge shout out to all of my channel members and my subbies over there. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on all those notifications. Hey, Noctua. I was really considering going with the Noctua instead of my liquid cooler, but your boy went with the matching Aorus liquid cooler. Or I don't know if that's a downside or not, but I went with the matching, or the whole inside of my computer is Aura and Corsair. I guess Corsair fans at the top, the Aorus liquid cooler, the Aorus the Corsair RAM, and then I'm using the Aorus motherboard. I think it's the Aorus motherboard with the fucking Aorus. No, I just took out the M2. I just took out the M2 drive from it. It's everything. Everything was Aorus. Like all of my peripherals are Razer. I tried to consolidate all of my my RGBs to certain little ecosystems, so it wasn't just a complete clusterfuck. And that's after removing a lot of my Corsair peripherals. So my RAM and my fans are the only ones. Yeah, everyone will go ahead and suggest this and suggest that. I suggest using one that works out best for your situation and figuring out one that'll work out best for your situation instead of just going by what everyone else suggests. Much like with BDO, life is a sandbox situation and you have to go ahead and adjust for it. Yeah, I have the not just your dual fan liquid cooler. I have the big boy, the big old triple radiator that's sitting in the front with the fans in the front, and then I have the 3 at the top and 2 at the back. Yeah, I don't know which case I went with. I'd have to go ahead and look it up, but the insides are mainly Aorus. Yeah, I build my computers too. Like I said, it all depends on your situation and what you even need, like especially with the inside real estate, how many hard drives you have, the inside components. Like for me, I'm using 2 Western Digital Blacks, one, I guess 2 M2s and an SSD. Not to mention the video card and all of that. Like the more internals that you have, the more real estate that you have to account for. And if your case isn't big enough, or if you don't have the right wire management in the back and have to keep the wires in, it's just a lot, and it all depends on the situation and what you're currently doing. That's why I'm like, I can only suggest like certain shit. Other than that, I can't really suggest a lot. Like liquid coolers, like fucking Noctua. You can't sit there and dissuade that. Like Noctua is fucking good for the fans, while liquid coolers, you have a lot that you can use. Like Corsair. Corsair is really fucking spot on. I'm upset that I had to get rid of mine. I had the white version I got rid of for the Aorus, but like some people swear by Nvidia. Oh no, I'm getting a new video card. I'm not trying to replace any of that. I'm just getting a new video card. That's all. Like literally, that's all I need to replace is my extremely outdated 2-generation 6-year-old video card. I think it's time. What is it, like 4-year that we have to go ahead, and you got a 4-year to upgrade, 4-year to chill, 4 on, 4 off. I'm already in that point where I should have been chilling after the upgrade. Yeah, I have 2 sticks of that. Come on, I build my computers. I'm well aware. It's okay, Volo. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. Like I'm already good on that. I built my computer from scratch. Like I've been building my computer since, oh God, 14. When my dad told me not to get involved in computers, they're more annoying than what it's worth. I didn't believe him. I really didn't believe him until I am sitting there having to not resolder, but uh um I guess like re-screw in, because I had to re-thermal paste my 1080 or my 1060 or whatever it was from overheating. I forgot which 1060 that I got, the 1060 TI, but it was one of the manufacturers where they had a big problem with their heat sink, and I had to go out and get the Arctic Silver and then unscrew the whole entire thing, re fucking thermal all of it, and then hope for the best. Which is why I had to eventually get my 2060. Yeah, I had to open it up again because this the manufacturer that I got it from, they're, yeah, because they're, I don't know which, I think it was a PNY. What, it wasn't your normal Gigabyte or any of the really good ones. It's just your third. It was fun, but annoying and really nerve-wracking because you don't expect to ever have to open up a video card. You don't ever expect to have to void out the warranty, especially after you bought it, and it's probably like a generation or two older than what's newer, so it's no point in even getting the warranty for it. You're better off going out and paying $100 less on the newer card. So at that point, it was like, I might as well. If I'm going to replace it anyway, I might as well open it up, see if I can't rethermal, get the pads on, and go from there. Same thing like if you guys replace your fans with any of the aftermarket liquid cooler attachments that you can put on there. Have your own little liquid pump. But yeah, I need to get this ended off, guys. If you guys are watching me over there on Twitch, be sure to follow me so you guys know when I go live again. I'm going to try to get another stream after it. Like I said, I'm just running into computer issues, and for me to be able to go ahead and do our Black Desert without any type of hiccups or interruptions on Twitch and YouTube. I mean, come on. That's a huge step up, but still, it's not a everyday occurrence until I can get the problem sorted out. But for now, I will leave you with that. I hope you guys enjoy the new update that came out today and the event that is ongoing. Make sure, don't miss out on your Bubbly Diving Suit this year. Don't miss out on it. It's not going to come back next year, and at least we don't know it's going to come back. So don't miss out on it. Huge FOMO. It'll change your underwater gathering, and it can increase how much money that you could make. So definitely pick it up, and don't be afraid to turn it into a costume. All right, cool, Eric, cool. But huge shout out to all of my members, followers, subbies, all of you guys lurking on YouTube and Twitch. It's great talking to you. I normally don't get to socialize and or get to do basically anything all day, so being able to come on and talk to you guys, live vicariously through you guys is good enough for me. I get to teach you guys something new about the game, show you different directions, and I get to socialize, so it's a win-win. Hell yeah. Have a nice night, everyone, and huge shout out Eric, Darn, Holden, DJ. Who else do we have in the chat? Volo, who was chatting with me. Tantio, can't miss you, Tantio. Dude. Gaming. Dankety danky dank, Sword, Voosh, Silver, all of my guildies that were here lurking in the background and or, didn't bother saying anything. And Fukin, oh yeah, Fukin. Huge shout out to all of you guys in here, and I will see you guys tomorrow. It'll be a great day of something different, not exactly sure what. I'll keep you guys updated on my community tab if there's any changes. But for now, let me go cook, clean, and try to hopefully get a RuneScape stream started, because I need to finish with my Brimhaven agility and continue stepping foot into Varlamore, because I wanted to check out the new expansion, and so far it's been fun. But exactly, it brings normalcy to the mad, boring, depressing, and or whatever type of life that you're currently experiencing. It's a nice little change, especially for me. But I will see you guys later, hopefully, and or tomorrow. Keep gathering out there, everyone, and let me know if you do any good life skilling, mob grinding, enhancing, and or anything great in Black Desert and any other MMO that you guys are playing, because I like to live vicariously through you guys, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep Keep gathering out there, everyone.